right, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone. Well, the salutation and much love. Y'all came out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. Brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another live lessons out here, live on the highways and hedges. And, we're just going to go through the spirit, but something I was thinking about on the way here, turn the things upside down. All right, because now he saw what he's done. He just changed the words around. Instead of sin, you commit sin. Well, he's changed it to some PC terms, politically correct terms, like instead of a baby killer, you're an abortionist. Instead of a person with a mental disability, you have gender dysphoria. The list goes on and on. All he does is change the words so make you feel comfortable about the sin. And that's a turning of things upside down, because all the things that he's changing like that is clearly against the scriptures. Go ahead, whoever got it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 16. Surely the turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or should a thing framed say of him that framed it?
Right, so everything you see in this politically correct world, right, this censoring world, all that's going to be esteemed as the potter's clay, man. It's going to be broken at the end of the day, man. Because the potter got to make the pot. And guess what? The Lord created what's right and what's wrong. But here it is that this society is telling you what's wrong is actually right, and what's right is actually wrong. But like people look at us for standing up for the Lord, they look at this as like we're evil, like we're doing something wrong. But here it is, it's June month, Pride month, and there's nothing but homosexuals parading around in their wickedness. That's the turning of things upside down. Hell, you can't even take your child out of school because there's a training teaching them. Then CPS come through, ask you why your son ain't been to school in a couple days, because you don't want him to see that wickedness. But then you're a bigot. You might even go to jail now. But these are all things that are contrary to the Lord. June is the biggest month to show it, Pride Month. And then, Pride Month is demon, but this is the world we live in, man. It's been turned upside down. Everything that's supposed to be correct in the eyes of the Lord now is shunned, it's shamed. You're a bigot, you hate. But wait a minute, these are the words of the Lord. We didn't just wake up one morning and make this up. We're just telling you what the Lord said. And because was that Jude, Sodom and Gomorrah were an example. Here it is, the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Why did he destroy them? For their wickedness. What was that? Wickedness. Their wickedness, their homosexuality, they were gang banging, they were all doing the same shit you see today in Hollywood. Now they got a thing called OnlyFans where you can pay them, and pornography and all these wickedness. Now it's promoted. Now they'll throw you a parade for it. A slut walk. Right?
Right. That's why this place is known as spiritually Sodom. And it says spiritually Egypt too. And when you go back to Egypt and some of the customs they had, a lot of these women, they were lesbians in Egypt. They had customs where women would lay with women. And that's what you see here in America.
And that's, because we got that term called gator bait. The real gator bait was back in Egypt. Because what? It started with Moses. What were they doing? They said the sons had gone to a river. What do you think were their rivers? The crocodiles. So it was crocodile bait back then, which that's an Egyptian thing. So again, it's another indicator of this is spiritual Egypt, because they did the same thing. Feed our children to the alligators, crocodiles. Okay. Because that's the whole reason they would put them in the river, because they knew the crocodiles was going to eat them. It doesn't say that specifically in the scriptures, but if you do your research, that's what they were doing it for. So the crocodiles were the babies.
I got a quick one before he continues. So Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, That
woe
put-
unto them. It says, woe will be meaning death and destruction unto you, in other words.
Yep.
For you that calling good evil, because this is what people think. They think this is evil. You know, I mean, we ain't really, it ain't like it used to be, you know, when people used to want to try to fight us, you know, but now they can't deny it. You know, but what they still putting good for evil and evil for good. They promote bestiality. Now they're trying to change it instead of pedophilia, right? What's the new term? What is it? Minor attractive persons. That's the changing of the words, man. But what? You got a lot of Americans walking around here that are down with that, man, because they're a bunch of demonic demons, man, and they're part of the beast system. And that's why they're gonna die with the beast. Because what ultimately, if you're down with the beast, you're gonna worship his image and receive his mark ultimately. But Revelation 15 says that there's some that's gonna they're gonna overcome it. Roughly paraphrasing, yeah, his image and his mark. Yep. But 15 and 2. Go ahead, though.
It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness.
Yeah, darkness for light and light for darkness. Clearly, I mean, this is America's the pinnacle of that. Anything that's to help you out as a man, the Most High, because we're not concerned about these fucking heathens at the end of the day. The heathens gonna do what they're gonna do. But our people, what is pushed down their throat through this Hollywood, music industry, the entertainment, you know, athletics, all that is pushed down upon them, and it's to lead them down a dark, evil road. But that's promoted in the society, so it's looked at, oh, he made it to the NBA. You LeBron James. Man, you don't know what LeBron James did to get there, man. You don't know what Chris Rock did to get there. You don't know what such and such did, you know. Yeah, exactly. They go dancing. They grow. Oh man, they go. There's a movie called what's that movie called? I watched it recently. It was with Johnny Depp. So it was from the '90s. Pretty much, he was like a book connoisseurs, and pretty much some dude hired him for some satanic books to figure it out, the satanic books, and they exposed it in the movie, man. And they even said these governors, these senators, these people on TV, Hollywood actors, athletes, they be in these fucking seances, thinking they, you know, doing some weird shit, thinking that that's how they get their power, but really they're worshiping the beast, man. And this shit goes on every day. Every single day, these people are doing some foul acts, man. You don't even want to know. Put it like that.
Right,
you don't want to know what they're doing, man.
It talks about that in what's that, the book of Hebrews, you know, working that which is unseemly.
Oh, Romans,
kind of. There you go.
chapter 1.
Yeah. And that's what these people do. They're working things that are unseemly, man.
But for the fame and the glory,
Right, exactly.
because that's how you prosper in a society.
Right.
Because that's why they be bugged out. They be bugged out because what they doing behind closed doors, man.
Right. And that's
what's not even behind closed doors, because they record them. You
Right.
saw want to record your ass just in case you buck up.
Yep. And that's the bitterness that comes with serving America. You know, because this place is rightfully called America, which when you go into the Latin, Amerigo, which means, or amargo, it goes back to that, it means a bitter, okay, which it goes on to here in that verse 20,
That's it, yeah.
it says that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So they put the bitterness of America as something to be sweet because of the prosperity that it brings, but you're just masking the bitterness.
Exactly. You put some seasoning on top of it, to, you know, some numbing agents. But the movie's called Ninth Gate, the Ninth Gate, which is it goes into Dante's, you know,
Dante's
satanic
Inferno
shit.
yeah.
But it was a good watch. It was a good watch, man. You know, because it shows you, because the dude he starts investigating this book. It's a satanic book, and I know just like we have a Bible, these satanic elites that make these people do rituals to get to a certain level, they got a Bible too, man. Satanic Bible. But they got their own little thing that they be, when they do their little rituals, they read out of, and you know, because remember, this is going back thousands of years. They kept these records. Esau kept these records, man. They know what they're doing.
There's spell books.
We're only in this since what, the 60s that our people really started, the elect really started getting, the late 60s started really getting subscriptions. Esau been doing this since the 1300s, maybe late 1200 AD. They've been doing this and keeping the records they got satanic rituals they do, and they got it to the letter, and it works. Because again, you watch that movie, The Ninth Gate. The whole purpose of the book was to summon Satan. So and we've been known about that. The ending with 13C for him, right? So bro, the movie was speaking facts. You gotta watch these movies from the 90s, man. These movies from the 90s, so you know what I'm saying. And they'll try to, just brush over it. Like they didn't really just say that in the movie. Like, what the hell? I had to rewind. I was like, whoa, what did this just say? Oh, he might this. But what? If you watch the movie, it's the higher echelons of Edom. It wasn't the Billy over there walking across the street. There's a billionaire, like with a book collection. You got a library of satanic books. And then, the people that get higher you go, whether it be Jay-Z, whether it be Michael Jordan, whether it be Elon Musk, they all partake in these fucking wicked ass rituals, man. And they think that's where they're getting their power from. And they even say in that movie that they think they're getting the power from these rituals or from being part of this group. But really, it's because you're selling your soul to Satan. Do you have more of that?
Yeah, that's a little bit more. I'll start back from the top.
This guy got a brain.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. For should a work say of him that made it, he made it not, or should a thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding.
Yeah, who are you to tell the creator of everything? Yeah, he got it wrong. Everything is subject unto the Lord. But in this society, it's promoted that the Lord don't exist. Do what you want. However you feel, you can do what you want. But they're not telling you the repercussions for that. They're not telling you that the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. We got the judgments written already. We already know what's coming. But this world is telling you, oh, okay. Even if they're Christians and they're Catholics or whatever, they don't really believe. They don't really believe in the words of the Lord. They want to believe it off of what makes them feel good. Whatever makes you feel good, that's what your belief is. Just be you. They've got all kind of bugged out doctrines. You're your own God. God loves everyone. Come as you are. God don't exist. There's this spaghetti, Pastafari. It's all a joke. And which was an actual a joke was made off that Pastafari to make mockery of the Rastafarian, right? When people actually started worshiping spaghetti after that, man. This is the world we live in. When people will worship spaghetti and meatballs. But that's the point, man. If people are willing to worship spaghetti, they're not going to take the Most High serious. They can make up their own gods. Now it's not just gold and stone anymore. It's anything, whatever you think. Now it's just the age of liberation. Age of you believe what you want. And this is working. Clearly it's not working. Take a look around. You got morbidly obese people. You got whores and sluts. You got men that act like women. Clearly the way of this world is not working. You can't deny that. The way this world's being run, it is not the way. And if you think this is the way to run the world, then you're an idiot and you're a demon as well. You're demonic. You're cast under the spell of the witchcraft that Babylon the Great has pushed upon the whole world. See, look, Exhibit A. It wasn't no white women. It wasn't an Edomite women. It's just stinky pussy black women, man. See, but hey, they can make $20K a month doing stupidity like that, shaking ass. This is where we, because back then that was a profession that was shunned, and it wasn't. I mean, men dealt with prostitutes, but they you tell them they're prostitutes, but they sell their pussy on the internet for $8.99. At least the prostitutes back then had integrity. You could rent them out for the month. Now you pay her $8.99 for her to see her shake her cheeks or shake her hole.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 6.
It's like, and that's another, that's, I forgot what God it is. It's an Elamite God, man, that showed these hoes how to be like that. Or I can't remember her name.
Shiva.
She's
She's the god of war. Yeah. She's the god of seduction of war.
Yeah,
Destruction.
Yeah,
There we go.
There's one Elamite guy. You know, they got millions of them, but there's one of them that's where that comes from, man. That horror, which you know that's just a god they worship now, but it's always been around, of course. Yeah. Who's seen that? I think it was Nicki Minaj. All their music serves witchcraft, man. Fucking spells they put in. Yeah.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place.
Yep. Yeah, the low sits. The low sit in a rich place. That's why you got these Edomites and skyscrapers and palaces. They didn't pay. We're talking about the elites. Right? Just remember, this is really a battle between the elites of the Most High and the elites of the wicked. You know, with sons of the Most High and the sons of the wicked. Because all our people are Israelites, but not all Israel is of Israel. If that makes sense. Just like all Edom and Edom. If that makes sense. Because they got the elite, and then they got the elite. And you got the elite of Yasharala, the Israelites. So it's really us against them. Them they know what's going on. They're the ones pulling the strings. They don't pay. They don't go to the store and pull out a debit card. They're pulling the strings. They're the puppeteers. Okay, we're not dealing with puppets. We're dealing with puppeteers.
Right.
Okay, that's who our battles against. Can read that again, Baba Sean? Just to make it make sense. We're not worried about the average loser Edomite out here, right? He don't know. He just a gun-toting Edomite ain't gonna do what he gonna do. But he ain't gonna be in no bunker. His doomsday kid ain't gonna help him. We're talking about the elites, the ones that print the money, while your punk ass is working for them pieces of paper, the monopoly money.
Right.
They over there chilling in the palace, eating real good food, freshly killed, while you going to McDonald's. Think about that.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity.
What we just saw. Well, we didn't get it on camera, but our women, of course, shaking that.
Yep.
You can always hear the women in the distance. It's like a dying calf in the distance. That's how they sound, man. But what? That's talent and high dignity. They'll put them on World Star. Bitch, you get $20K a month for doing that kind of behavior on camera. Shake ass will get women paid. They don't even got to show. They don't need. This is the point where we have. They don't even got to show nips. They ain't got to show no box. They ain't got to do nothing. They can just shake ass and retards will still pay for that shit. Yeah, but then you got a whole nother level where bitches out there showing it all. Mm-hmm. But it's read it again. So this is literally 2023 right here. What we're reading.
This is Ecclesiastes 10, verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity.
It's America to the full. That scripture should have a picture of American flag under it. Because this is where we at, man. Folly is set in great dignity. If somebody get the word great dignity, see what it says. Because folly, we know, is stupidity, nincompoops. This shit we see every day, man. TikTok, Instagram shorts, all these things that, that's all was done on purpose. These short videos keep you real stupid. Keep your attention span down. You're only interested in 10-second clips. They want you to keep you like less than a bird brain, because these bird brains know how to flock together. And they understand what's going on. This society has taught you to just sit back and watch videos all day long, and if it entices you enough, go do it too. Like the challenges. That's proof in itself, bro. Folly set and height. He dunked ice on his. I'm gonna dunk it too. So come on, man. This is a clear example. And these are all psyops, man. They're doing psychological warfare on you people to program you to follow. Like the movie They Live. Obey. Right? The billboard said obey. They want people to obey on command. That's why they do these little psyops with ice bucket challenges. Let's see how many dumbasses we get to dump ice on their heads. oh, let's send out the jump shot, or at this point we can talk about the vaccine, right? See how many dumbasses we can get. It's all a psyop, man. Just program you to what ultimately to receive the mark of the beast, which is to be the mark. The beast is the RFID microchips, or Neuralink, which they said that they out of their own website, their trials will begin this year, which we know. There ain't gonna be no trials, just like there was no trials for the vaccine.
Yeah.
What trial through what? 2 people? They gonna push that shit out, and that nigga walking. And then the next thing you know is, it's everything that he saw always got side effects. So just because you can walk again, there's gonna be a side. You might have nonstop, uncontrollable diarrhea. Or something. Yeah, you're gonna have something, or they can control you. Like the movie Upgrade. Upgrade. You know, the dude was paraplegic. They put the chip in his head. He motherfucker was running, and the chip took over. Come on, man. They telling you what they gonna do to your ass. Go ahead, though.
Dignity. It goes into the quality or state of being worthy, honored, or esteemed. High rank, office, or position.
So what? The folly. You're folly now. Because we understand what it pretty much held in high regards, honored, put on a pedestal, put on TV, throw on parades for them, Because when they throw a parade, somebody throw a parade for you, you must have won the Super Bowl or something. But then they got Pride Month and they throwing parades. What they throwing parades for them people for? For what? The highest levels of AIDS, the highest levels of suicide. What they throwing parades for them for? You gotta ask yourself these questions. Not to you brothers that know the truth, but the people coming into this truth, man. Why are they pushing this for a whole month? Juneteenth, the same month as Juneteenth. Ain't the Puerto Rican Day parade. Ain't that a coincidence? This is nice stuff. Yeah. Common sense is not common anymore. It's a lack of comprehension. It is because they don't teach that in school, but they teach you to obey. The school system is really to make you a good servant, good slave, a prisoner. Because when you go to prison, it's the exact same. You get on the same trains, you get on the same buses, single file lines. It's the same exact shit. So they're teaching you to be a good slave. Because what you go to prison, what does that make you? According to the 13th Amendment, it makes you a slave. So they're teaching you how to be a slave, man.
It says criminally or tragically foolish action or conduct.
Conduct, just name it, conduct. And why? That's why 2 Peter chapter 3 says, what manner of person ought you to be? You go into that word, it's conduct. What kind of conduct should you be living? What kind of manner of life should you be? When should you be out here accepting everything that this devil's pushing out? Because now, they're pushing it down everybody's throat. Disney, the fucking stoplights, they're gonna change the stoplight color soon, man. This shit's getting out of hand. It's funny, but this shit's real, man. They're changing everything around these people, right? Which is a small majority of the population of the planet, period. It's like 1% of those people that identify as them fucking libtards,
You would think half the planet.
You would think that it was fools everywhere and transformers everywhere. But no, it's only a small number. But they're the ones pushing that satanic doctrine upon this place, man. So that, of course, they're going to be promoting. They're not going to put us on TV. The last thing they want is us on the television telling people the truth. Right? Like you got these guys, Andrew, the Tate brothers, right? And other guys, the Fresh and Fit guys. You got other guys as well. But what? They out there saying some truth, but then they're not telling the truth. Mm-hmm. They're not telling the truth. They might tell you how the dynamics between men and women, but they're not telling you why this is going on. We can go down to why it's going on. Why your woman shall be a harlot in the streets, like Foster Sahara just did a video on. We can tell you about these things. Right. They're not gonna put us on there because we telling you how to correct it. Come back to the Lord. See, they're just telling you to get money. Yeah, they telling you, oh, you gotta form your game around these modern day. I mean, fuck these hoes, man. And fuck this society. Right. We coming back to the Lord. That's the only way out of it. They trying to tell you gotta change your ways around the women.
Yeah, to get a bitch. Yeah.
We're telling you to fuck them hoes.
Right.
literally, or you know, and get rid of them. But you know, say, hey, the hell with these people, man.
Right.
If you're not with us, you're against us. At the end of the day, if you're not going to get down with the words of the Lord, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. You can keep it moving. Yeah, hey, remember them good old days back in World War II? World War III's coming. Hey, y'all heard about what happened in Russia this last night? Supposedly, there's a coup or uprising from his own military, which they were contracted anyway. Yeah, they were mercenaries. Yeah, they were mercenaries. Yeah, they shut down Moscow. So you know, this who knows? We'll see how this goes out, how this plays out. Well, they just told them not to. Yeah,
not to go. They didn't say not to go.
But yeah, because I watched the video earlier. There was still motherfuckers driving around Moscow.
They recommend.
But yeah, they told people not to come out because yeah, who you think funding them? Come on, man. Which they were fighting. That's the shit. They were fighting in Eastern Ukraine, and all of a sudden, you know, there's a lot going on right now, man. There's a lot going on. So don't believe that even on the news they're like, oh, this is the first, you know, this is the first news, so we can't really take it for fool. Because you think Russia's gonna tell you what's going on in Russia? Don't be ridiculous, man. They here it is. They fighting against Ukraine in the West. They gonna tell you what's really going on outside of YouTube videos or whoever. You know, they could be all psyop again. You know, but
and even if it comes from a journalist that's over there, it's what's to say he works for CNN.
Yeah,
he's the one reporting this shit. Of course, he's gonna paint it in a certain way.
But things are getting interesting, man. This is just them stirring up the bear, man. Vladimir Putin said, look, all these treasonous, they're gonna pay for that to the fullest extent. What does that mean? They're gonna hope Lord's will. They execute them on national television, which is 25,000 soldiers supposedly marching towards Moscow that were the mercenaries. Right? But we'll see. That's what I'm saying. Like we measuring the times, but just because you see something that just popped up on the news, you can't take it full face and at face value. You gotta wait. You know, especially when it comes to deal with Western media. You know, they definitely not gonna tell you what's going on in Russia and how, you know. Yeah, so this is just another thing they got going on. But again, more confusion. We understand, regardless of what's going on, World War III is coming. All right, they're trying to say, oh, well, they're trying to overthrow Putin. His 23-year reign is over. You know, Putin's been in office in 2000. They voted him in 2000. I think it's still there 23 years later. So, you know, we'll see where this goes from. You know, but you finished with that?
Yeah, that word. Okay, yeah, I'll read it again. Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place.
Yeah, the righteous, all right. In other words, the ones that are storing up their riches in heaven, those are the true rich. Yeah, the average Israelite, he gonna be good in the kingdom, but he ain't rich right now, man. We rich through the Spirit. Lord's will we don't spend. We rich because we storing up our treasures in heaven. We're not concerned about the economic forum, you know. What's going to come next? We know what's going to come. We've been telling you about this. We're not worried about this. We're not worried about how we going to pay this and how we going to pay that. And what am I going to do? No. We told you this was coming. But the majority of the world, they have no clue. They're just going to go into it like sheep to the slaughter. Because Esau, see, remember, the Russians are Edomites too. You think like they not, bro, him and Vladimir Putin and other leaders of the world, they be chilling in the same room while y'all dumbasses over there protesting the war. They all get paid from the same people. They all got central banks. Them niggas ain't running shit. At the end of the day, they not running nothing. That's why I forgot who it was. One of the elites. It might have been a Rothschild. I can't remember. He said, "I care not who
makes the laws. Who makes the laws?
But who prints the money?" Roughly paraphrasing.
But you're in control of the money.
Laws, you gotta have the money. Yep. So the money makes the world go around. Shit. We're not. It's Jesus, Joe Biden. Come on now. If you haven't realized that politics is a joke by now, through Joe Biden, then you might as well go sign up for the next election right now.
Get your early vote in.
Send that mail-in ballot now.
Before it's too late.
Before it's too late. Because soon they're gonna be coming to your door to club you over the head.
A drone might come pick that motherfucker up, have you locked in at home.
Yeah.
No, good point. Yeah, it's about follow.
Isaiah chapter 26, verse 8. It says, "Yet in the way of thy judgments, the Lord, have we waited for thee. The desire of our soul is to thy name, and to the remembrance of thee." It says, "Verse 9, my soul have I desired thee in the night, yet with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are on earth, the inhabitants of the world will be
Seeking the Lord while he may be found. Isaiah 55, yeah, 6.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 33 and 6. I was reading.
Yeah, you gotta seek the Lord while he may be found, man. There's gonna come a time when there's nothing but death and destruction. I heard the famine of words gonna come. And you already see people have no morals now. The only thing stopping them from going a little further is the police. Very soon that's gonna come to an end. When there's no food, the scriptures talk about for the lack of bread and for great tribulation, invading one another. These people are gonna lose their fucking minds. You might think they're your best friend. All right, this dude's been scheming on your woman the whole time you knew her. All right, you've been showing him all your canned goods, your bug out tips. He's like, yeah. All right. It's the first thing gonna pop in his mind is that I know exactly where to go. Another scripture say, "Let not every man into your house." You see, like guys like this, man, they're gonna be at each other's throats, man. Through, if they even make it that far, they might get drafted very soon. They're not coming back, man. Because things are getting bad, man. It's gonna get bad to the point where they have to send. People ain't signing up to the military like they used to. You know, the recruiters, you know, they have the little stores. It was like a store next to the Salvation Army or wherever they had it. U.S. Reserve or Army Reserve. They go around handing out pamphlets. I ain't seen that in years. I ain't seen that in years, bro. It's been years since I've seen somebody doing that. So and I know for a fact that the people in the military are disgruntled. I know this from first-hand account. They're trying to retire, trying to get out of there quick. Especially after this vaccine came out, they was like, you know, they were trying to do medical exemptions or religious exemptions. We know a dude personally that asked us for advice on how to do it. Guess what? He still ended up taking it. So these people are through, man. These are the men that are supposed to defend your country. So already the military spread thin throughout the world in all 100-something bases, all right, around the world. So what happens when they have to deploy able-bodied men, put boots on the ground, whether it's back in the Middle East or wherever they really begin with it, which we know ultimately is going to be the Valley of Yahushua in the middle of the Levant region, Middle East, all right, which makes perfect sense because, you know, outside of World War I and World War II, you know, which was Europe always. Other than that, a lot of wars were always fought in this region. You got the Holy Wars, the Christian Crusaders. People have been fighting for our land for thousands of years, so it only makes sense that it ends there, right? That the last war is going to be out there in the Middle East, all right? And that's biblical. So, but these guys are going to start disappearing slowly, man. The first wave, maybe some guys will, you know, volunteer, maybe a couple guys, but they're like, damn, we ain't got enough volunteers. We're gonna have to stand up. And there's a movie, damn, I mentioned it a couple weeks ago.
Kingdom of Heaven?
The Kingdom of No, that's an ancient movie. Or the ancient ways. But there was a movie where pretty much oh no, it was the AI created movie I sent out. It was the AI created movie, and in that movie, it's only 9 minutes long. Joe Biden was in there. And they enacted the draft.
Oh yeah.
They enacted the draft, so that's coming, man. So let's get 16.
Yeah, I'm out there right now.
Got it?
Yeah. Oh, you got it? Yeah. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, with verse 33. 30 something. It says, "The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, And women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. That's the point that you wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, man. You know, these men, they're gonna be taken from their wives, they're gonna be taken from their families, they're gonna be sent overseas, and they're gonna die.
They're gonna come. They're not gonna come they're not gonna call you on the phone. hey, you wanna
Satellite phone.
No, it's gonna be mandatory, just like they did in World War II. All right, that's why Muhammad Ali was locked up. He was like, hey man, I ain't going over there. Oh no, that was in World War II. That was Vietnam. But nonetheless, that was in Vietnam when there was way less casualties worldwide anyway, because America was getting fucked up in Vietnam. You know, guerrilla warfare was hurting. But now it's gonna be they just gonna selective service. Any able-bodied man, we got to send you out there, man. Where you stop at? What verse you?
That was verse 34. All right.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let me read the GMT real quick. 2nd Ezra 16 and 33. Young women will be in mourning because there is no one to marry them. Wives will be in mourning because they have lost their husbands. Daughters will be in mourning because there is no one to help them. All the young men will be, because remember, they're going to go with the usually it's like 18 to like 30, I think, 18 to 25, something like that. The best able-bodied men, right? The young guys that, you know, they can learn quickly, you know, throw a gun in their hand, throw them in the dirt, you know, and then 2 weeks later they meet their end. It says, verse 34 again, all the young men will be killed in the war, and all the married men will die in the famine. There you go, man. So if you don't get sent off to war, your other option is to die in famine, man. Except for if you're a man of the Lord. There's only going to be people that's eating. I mean, there's going to be people that eat just enough to make it to the missiles, but only the ones that are going to have abundance are the men of the Lord, the servants of the Lord.
It's going to lead into the Isaiah 4:1. You know, there's no men here. You know, you can
The shortage.
Yeah, shortage
Supply
of
of
men.
man.
Shortage of good men. So the spotlight's going to be on the man of the Lord. You know, in that day, of course, in that day. That was it, right?
Yeah, that was
This is Sirach chapter 13, verse 1, just like you said earlier. Sirach 13 and 1. It says, he that touches pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. You know, and you know, that's why the brothers mentioned earlier, you know, to the gospel street. And those are the kind of people that ultimately they're going to be at each other's throats in the time of calamity. You know what I'm saying? These people ain't going to have, you have fellowship with a man like that, then ultimately you're gonna end up caught up in some shit out here, especially in the times that's about to come upon the earth. Because like, you know, nobody believes you right now. All right, everybody's looking at you like you're the enemy. All right, but when that day comes, and you know, things are starting to look like, okay, maybe that man was right. We're gonna be tight together. You know, but if you over there with them over there, this and that, then guess what? You're gonna be caught up in, you know, fighting for the last slice of bread.
Yeah, because you're not going to have faith. You're going to try to go to the first available things that Esau's going to come out with. Oh, the government assistance. Government assistance programs ain't going nowhere. That's where the chip's going to come and play. Oh, the government assistance program, just like that. You don't have to die.
There's a shortage of
Yeah, it's free. It's free.
Yeah.
You don't have to die. It's free.
There's
Like
a shortage.
Exactly. They're going to use triggering terms to get your punk ass over there and line up, just like that you did millions and millions of people did for the jump shot, man.
You'll be fighting to get in line after your own man, your own homie. All right, go cut in line.
Well, what happened during that? People were fighting for toilet paper. What happens when there's no food to eat? Shit. If they were fighting for toilet paper, they'll kill for food.
Yeah, they'll be killing each other.
I got a quick precept. Luke 23 and 31. For they do these things in the green tree, what shall it be done? What shall be done in the dry? You know, it's like the brothers are saying, they do this thing when in the green tree, the parable, like when everything's good, everything's fine. You know, what more when there's no food and it's chaos? They already animals now when everything's good. So what about the shades of fancy?
Look at Black Friday. Motherfuckers have been stampeded to death over Xbox and PlayStation. Imagine when there's motherfuckers, a line of people out. Because, bro, the shit ain't gonna stop people from ransacking stores. That's why they're gonna have to put military troops to guard these stores and cities. They're gonna have to make safe cities, safe zones. Because a chip, not having a chip ain't gonna stop a nigga from running up in a spot. Even niggas that have enough money, they have enough food, they still gonna go rob. So what makes you think they gonna do that fucking chip or not? Come on, man. You see these little niggas nowadays that mask up. Those are the worst people on the planet.
That's that young generation that's being raised
new
up.
kids, man, that are born after 2000. These dudes are savages. They just mask up. You know, you see what they do, man. Go on Wall Star, go on YouTube. You see what they do, man.
They'll kill each other. They'll kill anybody they see, especially when there's no police and no kind of authority around. They, a whole mob of them come around the corner. You standing right here with your girl. What you think is gonna happen? Right? So this is a situation that's being orchestrated, of course, by Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the so-called white people. Right? He's
created a cesspool of demonic possession. In other words, this America is just one. It's like witchcraft, you know, that harlot that right on the beach, she's reference her mother witchcraft. These people are under spells, man. They're completely demonic, and it's under these spells that get pushed on them through the music. All right, hip hop, rap, gang banging this, and that ain't what is black culture? What is Latino culture? Death and destruction, killing each other. That's what you think it. But who pushes that? Who owns Hollywood? Who owns the music industry? Yeah, exactly. The worst of the Edomites.
He wants to see you in his lowest state. So he has these different, these are tools.
Different avenues for you to go down that dark path.
Your music, you trying to listen to music? Well, the music is going to tell you about adultery, drug use, violence, and money. All right, all the things that lead to evil. Okay.
Or in the same time, because remember Esau. He's a cunning hunter, so he'll play the other side too. He'll preach to you prosperity, knowing that ain't ever gonna happen for you. You can be prosperous and go far in this society. You just gotta do this, you gotta do that. So they won't necessarily push it the negative. Oh, you gangbanging and shit. They'll push it by being prosperous in this society. So then you're going to be worshiping this society by default because you're trying to elevate yourself in this place.
They'll tell you a dream. Yeah, they'll take some nigga off the street. That's
what the serpent came to Eve with, man. That prosper. Oh yeah, you sure you ain't gonna die. You good. Shit. They holding you back. You a strong black woman. That's what you got today, man.
Sell you a drink. They'll take some poor guy off the street that can barely sing or rap, give him millions of dollars, make him an idol. All right,
idol too.
Yeah, and then everybody all these young kids, impressionable children, they're gonna look up to that, thinking, okay, well, I can get rich doing that too. And then, but ends up they living that life, and now they're living a life of crime.
And that's what you read earlier. Fall is great dignity because bro, these the biggest rappers right now that they get airtime and all that. They fucking mumbling retards, bro. It's not even music, man. But what? That's like brother said. That's promoted. Yo, shit. If he can make it, I can make it too. You know,
get their whole lives up,
not knowing what they did to get to that position.
Exactly. Yeah. They'll get their whole lives up to what you call it, to pursue a career in music or in sports, knowing that they really have no chance of making it to that level. So they basically
you sell out.
But the Esau ain't gonna post these little niggas, man.
Well, he will, but you gotta be willing to sell out.
Yeah, 1 or 2 room, but you know what I mean? Niggas there out here.
That's he wants the most influential nigga. Then he'll come to them with the in the back room, the casting couch, you know. Then he'll bring them back. That's why Kanye says such a fuck. Come on, man. You think that Esau gonna allow you to become a millionaire, billionaire, and then allow you to speak nonsense? That's all controlled opposition, man. But where's Kanye at now? Where's Where's Kyrie Irving now? Them niggas are just faded. They fairy dust. They were never here. You know what I'm saying? It's all bullshit, man. That's why you see say shit on the news. You gotta ask this. You gotta question it, man. If Esau's allowing it to be on the news, you gotta question it, man. Unless it's some like alternative media shit. Some you know, even though TikTok and Instagram be a bunch of bullshit on there, but sometimes you might be able to get more actual information off of there than CNN news.
Yeah, algorithm, yeah. Click on the right thing, then you might get some good, solid information. It's on there, all right. But for the most part, you scroll through, you're gonna come across a level of funny
The
games.
bitch shaking ass, the nigga doing a stupid prank. There's some nonsense.
Some new challenge.
Yeah, it's all ridiculous nonsense that doesn't help you get salvation at the end of the day.
That's
That's
why-
what we worried about.
That's why friendship of the world is an enmity with the Most High.
Right.
So all this shit is to keep you away from knowing who your power is and knowing the times that you're living in. For you Israelites, the rest of y'all you enjoy it. What
you for you.
Yeah, what did the scripture say? Lamentation 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Hey, live it up, man. You know,
Yeah,
max
if you're
out that
Edomite-
credit card.
Yeah, if you're an Edomite and you got a credit card, you out here moping around, you're a fucking loser.
Right.
Top loser, as they say.
Figure it out, nigga.
You're a loser in this kingdom, you're going to be a loser in the kingdom to come.
Right.
Because the kingdom to come is going to be ruled up by the Israelites, by Yahweh Shai and the elect.
There ain't gonna be no folly, said Great David. Any folly is gonna be shut down quickly in the kingdom of heaven, man. Which as it should be now, man. But what now is people cheering you on like we had the example earlier. The two bimbos of our women, you start shaking ass and the people was cheering them on. Somebody do something stupid, people will cheer them on. Somebody make an ass out of themselves, they get cheered on. Be a demon, you get cheered on, you get promoted, you'll get they can't fire you.
Hey, that's
Identify as a she, them,
right.
she or them.
Hey,
You good, shit. You good, you never gonna get fired the rest of your
Hey,
life.
that's why going back to that precept in Isaiah 5, you know, the good for evil and evil for good. That's why the only ones that make themselves look foolish and are not applauded are the men of the Lord. Everybody else make fools of themselves by, especially these women, shaking their ass, degrading themselves in public, showing their teeth, doing all types of atrocious shit in public, and everybody will be clapping. You see men throwing money, men acting the fools, men over here crawling on the ground, going up to random people acting like a goddamn demon, but people think that's funny, and they laugh. Oh, look, this guy's just living his best life. He just let him be. But when it comes to us, it's an issue, which that goes to show you we got the right message.
Yeah, because this world hates austere men.
Right.
And that say what they mean and mean what they say.
Right.
Man, you're the cancer of the earth.
Right.
Because you're being an actual man, as most importantly, a man of the Lord.
Right.
We standing. They got this saying that we're standing 10 toes down. Listen, the only people standing 10 toes down is the servants of the Lord. You people will fold up in an instant when that persecution comes for your whatever stupid ass shit you believe in, whatever stupid ass activity you partaking in. You will fold up quick and the police show up. That's a fact. Guess what we gonna do? We gonna stand here unless they got some kind of actual reason to move us on. We gonna be here, and guess what? If they move us, we'll be back here next week. These people get folded up, discouraged, right? They become disenchanted by persecution. You can't take persecution; it's safe for you, right? But that was to show you the true men of the Lord are willing to die for what they believe in. The world and what their bullshit, they're not willing to. You think those LGBT people are willing to die for their parades? Never happened. Madman fucking drove a car through the parade, but they're not willing to truly stand up for it. When the opposition comes, they go look for men like us, right? Masculine men. When shit hits the fan, them motherfuckers marching up and down the streets are gonna be looking for men that are willing to stand up for something.
Right. And that's what they want to do with the Lord is have them in their pocket and only pull them out when they need them. Like there was a song that said something along those lines. I forget how it goes, but it's basically that's how people use everything in the society is they have it in their back pocket, something that benefits them, and they use it when they need it. Yeah, it's convenient. But this is why, this is why Yahushua said, "You shall get no sign but the sign of Jonah," which was the prophets. And then he said this, Matthew 13:15, "For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing." So they had that dross in them. They were filthy. They were unclean. It says, "And their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their ears or eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them." So the Lord did that on purpose, made the foolishness of preaching a thing of disgust amongst these people, so that they wouldn't come into the knowledge and understanding of this message of the gospel, which is the good news. Because the Lord don't want them to be saved. He wants them to be destroyed.
So it's not about us. The Lord don't want you to heal you.
The Lord wants them to go to wars.
Yeah, he gave you up to your vile affections. So if you want to be a demon, the Lord going to let you be the biggest demon you want. Yeah, you were living in America.
Right.
You're living in America where you can identify as whatever you want.
Right.
If that's not completely against the Bible, then I don't know what is.
Go ahead.
What are you? Cold, right? Oh, yeah, you're cold. Back and tell. Hey, well, just know this before you leave. Just know that the Lord is about to come back and bring death and destruction with him.
Nobody said he's nice.
And, well, he's a man of war.
He's a man of
Foremost.
creation.
He's a man of war. It's in the book of Exodus 15.
Joshua. That's what Caleb
And what did Joshua do? Joshua, he killed a lot of people. So that's what the Lord
he did that work.
All right, man. Well,
He chose-
hey, World War III, you might be sent over to the Middle East to fight World War III very soon. Both of you. Yeah, World War III's coming. The draft is coming, my friend. And all the Bud Lights and the White Claws ain't
All I
gonna
know is I can't
get
wait to
you
have
out of
a
the draft. Y'all able-bodied men. Get ready for the judgment of the
Keep
Lord.
doing the Lord's work.
That's what we do.
We want to. We don't even know it.
Lest
know the missiles are coming.
lest they should understand and see with their hearts.
That's what the Lord brought him. Because he's an Israelite. Jay, the bald head, dude with the beard, he's gay. But look, the Lord brought him that somebody that don't want to be healed. Or that the Lord don't want him to be healed. He don't even know where he was going. See, he was going this way. True, man. Jay, true, man. But hey, that's the thing, man. See, the Lord don't miss, man. The Lord does not miss. And this is the reason our people just need death, man, at the end of the day. You know, at the end of the day, our people just need death, man. And he gonna find out, he gonna remember this very, he gonna sober up when he goes to war and remember this exact moment. But you have
Yeah, he's gonna feel that hot wind on his neck.
Yes, well, no, he might just not even make it off the armored vehicles, man. His head might be blown off over
Yeah,
there.
that was it on that.
That was it, guys.
This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 10, something Maya said earlier. It says, "We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach."
So that was his mentality. He was like, what are these guys doing? That's why he wanted to check a couple things there and then just mumble some the rest of his words. Because now I see why he can't, because he clearly lives in the element, but he wanted to come this way to say something. That's what the Lord put in his mind to come over here and say something. So he get convicted. Now he knows his judgment. Now he's for sure going to the World War III. But what? He's looking at us like we fools, man. Anybody go drink some liquor. And that's okay. Yeah, we made fools for Yahweh's sake. They thought that if the Lord was here today, Yahweh was walking around today, they would think he was a fool. Like, this guy's a fuck out. The bug outs called us bug outs. You know?
It says, "We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised."
Yes. We the offspring of the world, all right? People don't respect us, man. Unless the Lord opens up your mind, right? You understand what's going on, then you show some respect. Most people, they don't respect us because they don't respect the Lord. Because if they respected the Lord, they feared the Lord, because then you go into the word fear is reverence. In other words, respect, honor, right? If they respected the Lord, they would fear us, you know, because what? We're speaking the words of the Lord. So they would take into account what we're saying, but they just want to come by, give their 2 cents.
Israel does not consider.
Yeah, they just want to give their 2 cents, show their ass, you know. Bill Sharp's town and show their ass. Well, you know what happened to Bill Sharp?
Shot down on the street like a dog. Hey, that's what the heathen are counted as dogs. You know?
And that's how you want to be counted if you want to continue to partake in their wicked ways, especially the ways of America. Good Lord. At least, you know, these other countries out there, they're drunk enough to wine. They're not as bad as America. You go anywhere outside of America, it's not going to be this bad. You got, oh man, this is a confusing world we live in. You know,
Be kind of nice sometimes. Canada is kind of nice. Here it's just like pure.
every corner is demon, train, mold, demon. This was it's a demonic culture, and they again it's going back into these ancient gods, man, and the wicked rituals they would do. Now it's normalized. They call it orgies now. That was called rituals, sexual rituals back in the Egyptian times, right? The Babylonian times. They call it orgies now, or hangman. All these modern terms for wicked things that we're always done. You know?
Yeah, they have a spot down here off of Adamo. It's called Eyes Wide Shut, and I just recently found out because one of the chicks I work with, she used to be a bartender there, and she was telling me that you have to sign a waiver and everything, and it's like it's known that they do it, and if you're an employee, you have to sign a non-disclosure. Oh no, she don't work there no more. Oh yeah, that comes out, yeah. But she said they have different rooms where it's just like the movie Eyes Wide Shut, where they're having orgies out in the open, and it's a known thing, but because they do the proper paperwork, it's allowed, which is crazy. But it's crazy to think that there's actual places like that.
That's the height of not the height, but that's one of the levels of witchcraft, man.
Right.
That's a form of witchcraft. Orgies, sexual magic. They call it sexual magic. It's the anal shit is like sexual magic. And then I think the highest one is like
that piece of one day,
young
brother.
boy anal sex magic. So this is why they allow this. And then, so what do you think Hollywood's filled with?
Right. This is a measly club over here by the ports and shit.
30,000 a year can partake in it. So imagine these people that get millionaires and on TV all the time. The Kardashians, let's not even go down that dark road, right? As what, you know, even though their father was one of the lawyers for OJ, that's not how they got their fame. Most people don't even know that.
Because he was an Ishmaelite.
I forgot his name.
No, it wasn't
Johnny
Cochran.
Cochran was the main lawyer, but
that's a
one
nigga.
of the other lawyers was their father.
Kardashian. Robert Kardashian or something?
Yeah, I think he was Robert Kardashian. That's what his son's name. I think he's Junior. But nonetheless, you would think that's how they got famous. No, how they get famous?
That sex tape.
Throwing that ass back.
That sex tape.
And then they went on from there, which I heard, you know, which it could be true. I don't know if it's true or not, but their mom was a fucking witch, you know, and her mother did some ritual, which is not far-fetched, you know, for her daughters to be, you know, they're high-level witches, in other words. We don't have to get into fucking details. It's irrelevant. They're witches. That's 100%. We don't give a damn how it's done and how they got there. We know that they're witches. Because what? Who do women look up to today? And remember, anytime you see like these Disney movies, the cartoon movies, the witch, she would always look good, right? But then when you really saw her for who she was, she was ugly, big nose, boils on her. Look up these Kardashian bitches without makeup, bro. There's some fucking same cartoon characters you seen growing up, man.
Right.
Witches. Ugly as hell. Them bitches are hurt.
Well, that's why their kids come out looking and don't even look like them.
That's why, bro, you look at these, the younger ones,
Chloe with Travis Scott.
No, the two youngest ones, the two younger ones that came from first gender.
Yeah, Kylie Jenner.
Kylie and Kaylee, some shit like that. But
I don't know.
nonetheless, bro, they was some hurt bitches. They were ugly as hell, but now they look like
No lips.
bro,
No hips.
But you think it was just the makeup did that? Come on, man. That's witchcraft in itself. Because what that involves some science, you know, the plastic. That's witchcraft, man. That's one of the highest forms of witchcraft.
Yeah, this the
deception, you know.
this is the level of perverseness that's done in America, and now it's spread to the four corners of the earth. You got places like Tel Aviv, over in the Holy Land, but you know it's something that's perverted the whole nation and the peoples of this place. You know, it's gotten to the level to where the people are all under a spell, like the brother was going into earlier, by the acts that you're allowed to do in this place, man. You know, and so this is why the Lord said in 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14, it says, "Woe to the earth and the inhabitants thereof," you know, because the Lord, as a matter of fact, let me just get it while brothers get settled in, while we split up real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh." Okay, and why is the sword and destruction draweth nigh? Because these people are living a wicked life, man. Yahushua didn't liken the last days onto the days of Noah for no reason. The same, when you read Genesis chapter 6, the Lord said that he saw the violence upon the earth, man, and wickedness. The earth was,
and that was before Sodom and Gomorrah.
right, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
So you can only imagine what was going on then, that the Lord killed everybody.
Right.
Because that's when the line of the wicked came to an end there.
Right.
They didn't come back till Esau, but Sodom and Gomorrah was some dirty, filthy Hamites, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Esau wasn't back yet.
Right.
He came, the sons of wicked came back through
Yep,
Edom.
that's right.
Which we don't know exactly how exactly the Lord did it. But we know that the line of the wicked is probably when.
No, it's good. It's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, but you know, the sons of the wicked came back through Esau, Edom. But you know, they were done away with. Even the sons of the righteous, you know, the sons of the Most High, they were done away with. You know, during the flood, because they were partaking. If they weren't partaking, then it was too bad. But who knows? We don't know who the elect were here or not. But we know the only people who were saved was Noah and his family.
Right.
For a reason.
We know that much.
Yeah, we know that much because we was for really you look into it, it's because the lineage. The Lord wanted that pure line to continue, that Yahushua would come from.
Shem, so on and so forth. Faxad, yep. Peleg. You know.
You had something?
Nahum 3 verse 1, it says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery."
Right. So here it is. That all these commotions are going on in the world in the last 20 years, right? Well, 30 years, we'll see. Going back to the Desert Storm, the first Desert Storm. All these things been going on. America's always come in to intervene. Here it is with the Russia situation. America's there on the scene, right? Just give support and aid. Well, how was America established? Through bloodshed. Worse than what these nations are doing. Way worse. They try to commit genocide on the Native Americans. They put people in slavery, chains. You know, going back to Christopher Columbus, when he came, put the indigenous in chains, took some of them back to Europe. What country has done that? What country done that? Put people in chains, mad by the hundreds of millions. Because it wasn't just one people, it wasn't just so-called black people. It was the Latinos, the so-called Native Americans today. That's hundreds and hundreds of millions of people that was done to. That wasn't done to anybody else. So this place was found on bloodshed, butchered, and then they took it to another level. They started killing buffaloes for no reason. Stacks and stacks of buffaloes, just so we could starve. This is the devil we talking about, man. Do you think he got you now? You don't have to die. You don't have to die. Come on.
Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery.
Lies, I mean, everything you think you know is real is a lie. 99% chance is a lie. I'll be generous, 95%. 95% of what you've been told in your life is a lie. From how this place was established, because they don't teach you that. But I didn't know that until I came to the truth. The real way this place was established, I didn't know. They just tell you, oh, the Puritans and Thanksgiving and 13 colonies. Wait a minute. They go from Christopher Columbus to the 13 colonies, and then maybe some slaves here and there. They'll brush over the slaves.
Adventure service.
Yeah. Come on, man. They skip over a whole lot of hundreds of years of bloodshed, rape, robbery, murder.
But they'll go in on the Holocaust. They'll tell you everything about that.
Okay. Well, we got one sign there that says he's guilty. You know, he's charged on every crime on the book, man. This devil, if you, I mean, in this case, let's just use Esau's old laws against him. If we was to bring up this man on all charges, it'd be guilty. No, you wouldn't have to go to jury. You know, this nigga's caught red-handed, charged with every account, caught red-handed on every account. He admits it every day. What else you? I mean, come on. So this is what the scripture's talking about. This is how this place is established, man. And that's why it's going to be the ultimate lake of fire. The great judgment's coming here to this place that was established, like what this brother's reading right here. Okay.
It says, it is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip.
Yeah, the praise is us. Where we gonna go? We can't go nowhere. You gotta ask permission first and foremost. You gotta get paperwork to leave. And if you leave too long, you screw. You know, the visas and this and all that. You gotta ask permission. You gotta pay to travel. You can't. It's not like the ancient world where you can just walk to the next city. The cop see you walking on the side of the road, he's liable to pull you over. Now, what are you doing, boy? That's how we know they're the slave patrol. They're modern day slave patrol. They branded them, called in the police department. Same badge though, still the same badge.
Like Ezekiel 37 22. It says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations. Is the point. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. No, that's not what I was looking for. But basically what he was like, he would not let these two nations go. You know, I forget exactly what was that, but nonetheless, it says the pray back Nahum 3 and 1. You have something real quick?
Just to go with that name, but go ahead and finish it up. Yeah.
It says, the prey departeth not, the noise of a whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses.
Yeah, that's all this shit we see here, man. The UPS truck turn on.
Right, because that's how transportation back then was through horses and chariots. You know, carts behind it. You know, the mule coming. You know. So now it's the cars. Now that's what you're hearing, the prancing horses.
Horsepower.
Yeah.
How many horses you got? They're not asking you how many horses pulling your car. They're asking about the horsepower.
Yep.
Which I believe, they got a science to it. It's like 550 pounds. One horse can pull. Blah blah blah.
Like one horse is like 15 horsepower, something like that. Right. Not just literally one. It says, and of the jumping chariots, the horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there's a multitude of slain.
Yeah, there's the riders that came in on them. They're the modern, because it ain't free to have a horse. So these men would come in and slay you from the horse.
It says,
that's why we read earlier that the princes were walking and the servants on horses.
Right.
Shit,
No, horses walking on the ground and servants upon horses.
Yeah, that's what it was. So imagine now, you try to buy a horse now, shit, that's more than a car. $25,000 for a horse.
Yep.
it says, and there's a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses.
That's because them chariots, they use them chariots to run you over too. Horses stampede you. The wheels will run you over afterwards, man. This is why it's a bloody city, man. You go into what's it called, the Manifest Destiny, right? Where they started expanding west in the 13 colonies. They was steamrolling over Gad with them horses. Because remember, they brought horses, didn't they? They brought horses. They brought the horses. Oh shit! You know how big a fucking horse is? That nigga hit you, you done. He don't have to run you over. He can just hit you. You go flying. 35 and just trying to paint the picture of, you know, and now obviously it's modern now. You know, police cars is like push fucking horses. You know, they come and beat your ass. Read the next verse for us. Right?
It says, and a great number of carcasses, there's none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. Verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlots.
It's America, the well-favored harlot, the whore. All right, that's how we know the harlot. Harlot is another word for a whore. That's what we know it's talking about. Babylon the Great. A harlot is that great whore that sits upon the beast, man. And it say, what did it say? The first word said,
Because of the multitude of the whoredoms.
whoredoms.
Well
There you
favored.
go. The multitude of the whoredoms. So imagine you want to find out your woman is a whore.
Well, America, that's what America causes these people to do, and most important is through spiritually.
That's why they drink of that wine. That she gonna entice you with her. Because you remember she look good. She got the red lips. She decked with gold apparel. She like a modern woman today. Makeup to the cake. You know what I'm saying? Where she look like a whole different person. That's America for you. Dressed up, nice and fancy. But it's been tricking you this whole time. This is what a modern woman. This is how we know this is America's. This is talking about America, but this is what modern American women do.
Right.
They trick you with their whoredoms, and they look different though. You know, they caked up. They'll put on a front, get you drunk off that wine, and then it's too late. You know,
Right.
they got you.
Yep.
There you go.
I got something to go with that. Or get your precept out.
Real quick, this is
What can Brown do for you?
1 Corinthians 14 and 20. It says, brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men.
Yep.
All right, so like the brother was speaking about that woman, you know, real men, us men of the Lord, all right, we able to look at this woman and be like, yeah, she's no good. Her philosophies, her whoredoms, like even though she looks good, right, she appears to look good, we're able to look at her and with understanding and be like,
See the
you know,
filthiness.
her philosophies, you know, her ways.
What's
like,
underneath the skirt?
Exactly, man. What she really represents, her image. We able to understand it.
Hey,
It's
that's so. Just to add on to what you said, because when you lift up the skirt of a woman, or you bring out, you see her nakedness. That's what it means to know a woman.
Exactly.
You know, or at least that's why no other man's supposed to see your woman naked like that or lay with her, because you get to know that woman, so to say. You know, which is what America allows you to do. As she'll lift a little peak for you to see the enticement of it,
Yeah.
but she don't reveal the rest. But once you're in it, and you now know that Esau, that's where that bloodiness comes from, because he'll kill you, and he's caused people to kill other people to be partakers of his bed.
And he knew her.
Right. Yeah.
And knew her because they seen her naked.
Right.
You know? That's only supposed to be for one man. But real quick, just to back that brother up. This is Sirach 42 and 12. This is Sirach 42 and 12 in the Good News translation. It says, "Don't let her show off her beauty in front of men, or spend her time talking with women." What it says, in other words, it says that in King James, it says, breaks it down better. Behold, not everybody's beauty is not in the midst of women. You know, so the woman, the beauty is to entice you.
Right.
But that's why they're supposed to be covered up. If a woman's out here like the Babylon, the whore, because a whore, she wouldn't cover herself up as a virgin, right?
Mm-hmm.
The virgin would have to cover up everything but her eyes.
Right.
This whore, she out there ranting, or what do they call it, prancing around.
Prying. They're praying. This place is praying
On every
upon
corner
me.
of it,
What's
Proverbs
that?
say-
Proverbs chapter 7,
Yeah.
I believe. Where it talks about she looking for silly men. You know,
Trying to entice
stupid
you to come
men.
back to the crib.
Yep.
And that's America for you, though,
Yep.
with its philosophies.
Yep. Just go off of that Nahum, because it said that woe to the bloody city, and then in that verse 4 it said because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. So this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, and I'm gonna start at verse 23 and read down to 26, just to go to further kind of explain why it talks about, you know, the selling of children through her whoredoms. you know, which is what the majority of the bloodshed that has happened on America is been spiritual, man. It's been spiritual bloodshed by causing these people to go off, man. Okay, so this is because this is what serving these, you know, primarily Esau, Edom as a god, or going after the things that he tells you to worship rather than the Creator. This is what they do. So Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 23. They murder children in their initiate, and this is in the Good News translation.
That's what we're going back to what we mentioned earlier. Now they call it abortion.
Right.
It's really called killing children.
Right.
That's what it should be called. Murder. Baby bashers. But now it's you're an abortionist. You're right. Your body, your choice.
Right. It says they murder children in their initiation rituals.
Yeah, where's the ritual? Where's the ritual process taking place now? Abortion clinics. Right. Who was the one that doing it? A doctor? A scientist? Yeah, there's witchcraft going on in there.
Even to become a celebrity, they make you off some people. Like what's his name? The dude that his daughter died. What was his name? Famous guy, artist. He's a rapper. Not Kanye. Was it Common or somebody? It was back in the 90s. I forget exactly who it was. So somebody's daughter had died. It might have been Biggie or somebody like that. Somebody's young kid died. But they ended up, you know, now through the grapevine, you know, they say that, oh, well, he possibly sacrifices.
Yeah.
I forget exactly who it is. It might not be Biggie, but nonetheless, the point is that they do it. You know, they do these things. So it said they murdered children in their initiation rituals, celebrated secret mysteries, and held wild ceremonial orgies with unnatural practices.
Well, that's what a modern American woman does.
Right, exactly.
Ritual orgies and abortions.
Right.
That's the modern day woman. So they're doing rituals, whether they know it or not. They're doing rituals. That's why they're so fucking bugged down and got all these demons on them. Because they're committing rituals that they don't even know they're doing.
It says, that's the spirit, very next verse. Verse 24, they no longer kept their lives or their marriages pure. Which, hey, that's going into the staying in that state of being dead. You know, they didn't keep themselves pure. They tainted themselves. They defiled themselves by going after these other gods, and especially living an American lifestyle. You have to defile yourself, man. You become wicked when you come here to America to do as thou wilt, so to say. So it goes on to say, all right.
That's why it's called the mother of witchcraft, man.
Yep. So it says,
I guarantee you look at the statistics. I guarantee you the abortions worldwide, 90% probably from America. 80 to 90%, got to be from America.
Yep. It says they no longer kept their lives or their marriages pure. A man might kill another by an act of treachery or cause him grief by committing adultery with his wife. And this is what these men do. Lay with another man's wife. They call it swinging. And that's a lifestyle that people live here in America that they're allowed to. You think you can go to Saudi Arabia or Iran or any other country well, there's plenty of Western countries that allow these things.
The beast is the beast nation.
Yep.
But because we got to understand, we're not talking about a man sleeping with multiple women,
Right.
Unless it's married women or engaged women, But we're talking about women sleeping around, because men ain't sleeping around. Okay, women are sleeping around. Niggas happy if he can get a bone. Shit.
Jake is just eating.
Yeah, Jake eating the crumbs off the table if he can even get the crumbs. Shit. Right. Niggas paying for pussy on OnlyFans for $8.99 a month for a reason.
Right.
It ain't because they bitches throwing themselves at them. Shit.
Right. It says, verse 25, and again, this is going into that spirit of America. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 25. Everything was a complete riot of bloody murder. Going back to that bloody city. Robbery, deceit, corruption, faithlessness, disorder, falsehood, harassment of innocent people, ingratitude, moral decay, which is that valley, the valley of the shadow of death. That's America. That low land. This is a low moral decaying place, man. It says sexual perversion, broken marriages, idolatry, and immorality. And this is the spirit of America and what it allows you to do, so that you ultimately receive death. You're marking yourself for death by serving this place, man. That's why, again, the Lord said, come up out of her, my people. Be not partakers of her sins, because these things is what it comes with serving America, man. Being a part of this place, you become immoral, man. Along with this, with the way of this life. Yep. Verse 25, it says everything. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 25 in the Good News translation. Everything was a complete riot of bloody murder, robbery, deceit, corruption, faithlessness, disorder, falsehood, harassment of innocent people, ingratitude, moral.
Like the elder Yashawam was been saying, right? He said, you know, they calling us extremists or bigots as if we're forcing what we believe on them.
Right.
We're not forcing you to accept Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We only looking for the elect.
Right.
And we just preaching. The Lord's the one that's going to basically wake you up, man.
Right.
All right? But here it is, you forcing your agenda on us, on the public. Okay, and if you speak up against it, then what? You're labeled as a hate group, or you know, you take your kids from the school systems. All right, you gotta go through all these loopholes to get them homeschooled. Then you still gotta teach them your curriculum at the same time. So you're forcing your idolatry, man.
Right.
You know, you're forcing your witchcraft or your way of life on the people, man. Harassing the people, man.
And they do
I
that.
I give y'all hands up for
right, man.
everything.
All right.
I believe in.
All right. So they do that. They do that by forcing it on our children, because that's how you start. Well, we can get the children when they grow up. They're gonna already be. This gonna already have been forced on them through their TV shows, through their schooling. That's why they have it. They've had it for years, where you get arrested if you don't take your child to school.
That's called truancy.
Right. And if you don't do it, don't take them to school and you're doing homeschooling, you got to follow that curriculum.
You can't just teach them your own shit.
Yep.
You got this curriculum laid out in the United States or the state, whatever.
Yep.
They still got to pass standardized tests.
Right. So it says moral decay. And look at America has waxed worse and worse as the generations have passed. It's not gotten better.
Well, yeah, 2023, moral decay is like basically the
Normal.
It is, and people think of it as, oh, it's good. We have our own choices. This has turned the world into a cesspool, man.
Right.
Where you can act, it's legal to murder babies. You have people that are fighting for that. They're fighting for it. They're arguing and fighting for the right to rip a baby out of his stomach because they want to be promiscuous with men. And then someone busted another of them, the seed germinated, and now they got a fucking baby, and I don't want this shit. And now I gotta go to the doctor and get it scraped out. That's a good thing. And they're gonna do it again.
And the reason why you're able to even utter the words pro-abortion or be pro-abortion is because somebody didn't abort your ass, man.
That's not fair. How the fuck you get here, dog?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, they're so proud about it, right? Pro-life, or pro-choice. But then you ask these pro-choice hoes, all right, you pro-choice, right? You down with abortion. How many abortions you got? Then they shut down quickly, huh?
You ask her how many children they have. They go, I have a son or I have a daughter.
So ask her how many bodies, you know, because, you know, a lot of times we ask women how many bodies they got, how many men they say, how many bodies you got of babies that you killed?
You ask them, why did you abort your daughter? Or why did you decide to keep them? Why are you fighting for this if you're keeping your children? I mean, you really don't believe in that. At the end of the day, man.
Well, they do. They do.
I mean,
they don't.
I'm talking about these women that have children.
The women that have children have the most abortions. Shit.
No, I'm saying, well, they have children. They love their children. But at the end of the day, you say, why didn't you abort their child? You know?
They'll ask you, why didn't you do that?
But a woman with a child, you know, she got a hell of abortions, bro. Just because she kept one don't mean she kept them all.
Well, that's, you know,
It says
Some modern day women are nothing but sluts and hoes that get abortions. Like, they pop in Plan Bs, which is just the same thing as an abortion, okay? Plan B, they pop in Plan Bs like they're fucking Tic Tacs. And then they'll tell you that they got kids. Yeah, they're fucking whores. That's why they got 3 baby daddies.
It says sexual perversion, broken marriages, idolatry, and immorality.
Broken marriages. Who's the #1 leader of broken marriages? Exactly. And she'll go on to the next dumbass or next step, willing to put up with her and her kids, and then pop
That's pretty
another
much it on
Plan
that
B.
one, huh?
Go to another local.
Ooh, actually, abortion clinic, Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
How is it Planned Parenthood when you're killing the baby? Is it planned murder is what they should call it.
Right.
Premeditated murder. That's what that is, not Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood means you planning to be a parent, not
Right.
killing the baby. Right, and even allowing your children to be partakers in things that this society promotes, that's causing your children to pass through the fire, which the scriptures is a law. It is in Leviticus. It says you shall not cause your children to walk through the fire of Molech. So it's roughly paraphrasing.
Just like how the word is like on the fire purifies you.
Right, exactly.
So like on the left hand side as well, you causing your kids to go through that indoctrination of this world.
Right.
You sacrifice them, you pass them to the fire.
Right. Telling them it's okay.
Because it's spiritually burning them.
Yeah, right.
You
You're
know?
sacrificing them.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
you don't know where that little fetus, you know, that little baby that came out this big, you know what they're going to do him? No. You never see that motherfucker again.
All right.
What they do with that? Well, they sacrifice. You sacrificed them. Because you was the one that did don't blame the doctor that did it. He's getting paid. You was the one that showed up to the abortion clinic. You were the one that sacrificed that baby because it was a baby. That's why they bring out little arms and the head. Then you pass it through the fire, man, to sacrifice it unto Molech, man.
Right. Says skipping on down to verse 30 in Wisdom of Solomon 14, it says, but punishment will finally catch up with them for two reasons. First, they were in error about the Most High when they worshiped these idols, and that's what these people were worshiping, the things of this world. They're worshiping because that's what they're doing. They're doing all these different rituals, living the lifestyle of this place. You're making a sacrifice onto these things. You're sacrificing your livelihood because the Lord is going to judge you in due time. You're sacrificing your life to be a part of this world, man.
They're bound to the image of the beast.
Right, that's right.
And they
Going back to
they
that,
find
yeah.
comfort in that. Okay, they think that they follow a multitude of evil, but they're just normal to them. Well, okay, well, everybody does it, and they're living a good life. Well, I'm just gonna follow suit. It's the right thing to do.
Yep.
It's like worshiping.
Right, exactly.
This is what we're doing. Us doing it, coming out here, standing upon our feet, preaching the scriptures. This is us worshiping Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is a form of worship. All right, so whatever you showing up to these protests and all, that's you worship. Yeah, exactly. You worshiping. That's
Why
the
you
work
out
you're
here?
doing.
Because you believe in it.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And you speaking on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Same way on the right side. How David said, I believe, therefore I spoke. Now it's
Right.
really, boy, you going out there, you marching and protesting. You worshiping the beast in this philosophy.
image,
Put
yeah.
all your attention on this philosophy, whether it be the pride thing. You got out of bed, you got dressed, you drove your car all the way to the site where they have the parade, you got out of the car, you bought some of the drinks, and you got the sign ready, you walking out. You took the whole day to do that for something absolutely evil in the eyes of the Lord.
Exactly.
It's all philosophies of the world,
Exactly.
nonetheless.
The Lord the Lord has no pleasure in that. I'm sorry, go ahead. That's
Kind. This is still verse 30. It says, and second, they had so little regard for holiness that they made false statements to deceive people.
Nothing sacred anymore to these people.
Right.
To the point where they'll lie, they'll say with false statements to deceive people.
Right, and
Real quick, some of the false statements is you can identify as what you want.
Right.
Men aren't men, women ain't women. A nigga could be born with a rod and slap some titties on him, and he's a woman.
Right.
Or he can just say he's a woman. That's a false statement.
Right. And Esau uses Jake to promote these things, to push these false statements out. Esau gives him the script and say, here, go make that commercial.
Jake is the most, as low as we are in the totem pole as far as the world is concerned, Jake is the most influential. Everybody looks at what Jake's cool.
So Esau always use it's nothing more than modern day buck breaking. Like Esau uses a big swole nigga like Terry Crews to come and push some fucking homosexual agenda. Big ass nigga Terry Crews, break your neck with ease over there pushing the LGBT shit.
Right.
That's modern day buck breaking, man.
Right.
And LeBron James, big ass 6'10" nigga, whatever the fuck he is, pushing some Batsy boy things, man.
Right.
That's modern day big buck breaking. At its finest, because now it's globalized.
Verse 31 is the last verse. It says, when unrighteous people commit sin, they will be hunted down, not by the power of whatever thing they swear by. You see, and sometimes the Lord will still use these Edomites to come after and kill these dudes. But it says, but by the punishment that sinners deserve. And that's why the Lord is going to, though it be prolonged, we know that it shall go well with them that fear the Lord, but with them that don't fear the Lord, it's not going to go well for you, man.
Exactly. Yeah, they're here. They're prospering in this world. They have all these so-called rights and this attention, this TV, airtime and radio airtime. It's in the schools. But as the scriptures say, like the real brother just quoted, it's not going to go well with them. They don't fear Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. They don't even consider that a real true power. That's fairy tale to them. All right. So they look at what they can see with their eyes and what and it looks fun time. Okay, yeah, I want to do this and that. With the rainbow colors on. The children out there, again, passing the children through the fire. All right, but it's not going to go well with them.
Yep.
Good.
Hey, that's what.
Honestly, it's better off for the majority of these kids to be aborted. Because if not, they're going to end up in school learning from some fucking 6-foot transgender.
Which is
Reading them a Dr. Seuss book.
the way things are continuing right now, then if this place were to continue off for another few years, then yeah, then all the teachers would be. You would have to. You gotta be alphabet.
You couldn't say he or she.
You can't. None of that. That's illegal. You get put in jail.
Yeah.
If you misgender, you get put in the jail, locked up for like 3 years, 4 years. All right. They'll do that. They'll fine you thousands of dollars, ruin your life. All right. And again, only for a 1% of the population, less than 1% of the population. Well, it might be one at that time. Jesus Christ.
And all these things to live the American lifestyle.
Which is again, it's a fairy tale. It's a dream. You gotta wake up from a dream eventually.
Well, it's proud to be an American. You can do whatever you want in America. See, come to America. Don't let your country hold you back from who you really are. That's the motto, man. If you're living in Saudi Arabia, come to America. You can be the biggest demon you want. You can identify how you feel. Well, feelings, it's how they feel. They identify. Well, feelings come and go. And that's a chronic illness. And in America, they even told you that back in the 70s. Prior to the 70s, it was a medical diagnosis of mental illness. And that was just Mose being a Mose. So how much now where niggas think he's a fucking woman? Because there's a difference between a transsexual and a transvestite. Transvestite just a nigga that dressed like a woman. Transsexual, he on gone above and beyond to become a woman. Yeah. Yep. Privy members, like scripture say, you can't even answer to them. That's frowned upon.
In the sight of the Most High.
The side of, yeah, exactly. The side of reality. Like you can't, you a man that cut your privy member off here, because you by default become useless to society.
Got it. I got Isaiah 52:1, and I'm gonna jump down to verse read 1 and 2 and jump down to verse 7. It says, "Awake, awake." All right, and that's what we come out here to tell you people. Awake. All right. A lot of you people are demons, man. And them angels gonna come down here and they gonna slay you. But they gonna see a man of the Lord who was put on his strength, put on his beautiful garments, talking about his counsel, talking about his wisdom. And man, he gonna spare them. You see when in Ezekiel 9, you feel what I'm saying? Oh no, that's one of them. The angel gonna see how beautiful, because it ain't about the physical garments. That's why we try to tell you, it ain't just about fringes. Yeah, shirts and fringes, man. We talking about spiritual garments here. When the angels come down, they gonna see a man of the Lord, see his spirit, and he's gonna be beautifully decked out, man. All right, but the rest of these people gonna be naked, looking like, running around here like damn demons, man. Them angels going fucking gonna slay them, man.
Well, they're gonna be like the whore. Once the makeup comes off the whore, it's ugly as hell. That's what the majority of these people gonna be.
Yeah,
hurt.
The scripture says, women, children, no matter, they got no pity upon them, okay? But come not any man that has the mark. So really, that's it, and that's the beautiful garments.
Exactly.
All right, they're out here.
The name of the Lord.
In integrity, okay, in the fear of the Lord, the name of the Lord, they call on the name of the Lord. No matter what you look like or what your clothes look like and none of that. Oh, that's carnal shit, man.
Exactly.
All right, the Lord didn't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. You don't believe in the Lord, man. The Lord's gonna have mercy on you.
Exactly. But you coming in a correct attire. If you want to get the parable of the man coming in without a wedding garment, all right. So it says, "Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, which is the people." All right, we're that holy city. Okay, and it's being established right here before your eyes. It says, "For henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean." We talking about the circumcision of the heart,
Right.
and the unclean of the mind. no more of that. That's why this is an elect. It's a body. All right, the unclean and the uncircumcised is not going to come into the serpent.
Yeah, you can't choose to serve the Lord.
You know?
Part of the servants. You have to be chosen.
Because like you, I never knew you. You ain't part of this. You can't just walk up here and slide in.
Exactly.
You know, you gotta be chosen.
Unclean. It says, verse 2, this is a good point. It says, shake thyself from the dust. And this is the confusion we've been talking about. You know, he, she, them, they. Shake yourself from the dust, man.
Non-binary.
Yeah, bro. This is nothing but fucking confusion. Shake yourself from the dust, man. And that what? That was the curse of the serpent. You shall go on your belly in the dust. You're gonna be in that confusion. So this is you can clearly see we in a serpent's kingdom. All right, because it's nothing but confusion, man. Okay, the earth's been given into the hands of the wicked, and that's what you have. You have a confusing kingdom, man. All right, makeup, witchcraft, all this fake shit. And I saw a video, right? It goes to show you that the women are like the vehicle of all this wickedness. Because he asked the chick, he said, what's okay for a man to wear that's fake? And the only thing she was able to say was fake teeth. You know, that's okay. If a man wear fake teeth, that's all right. You know, might have to go the what they call veneers or whatever. She said that's only acceptable. You know, he said, what about fake jewelry? He was like, no, if it's fake, why wear it? Like, you know, I do be having big chains. Some of that shit be fake.
Diamonds ain't real.
Yeah,
Right.
she's like, no, just don't wear it if it's fake. But only
Everything
pass.
on her is fake.
Exactly. The only pass she gave men to wear that's fake is teeth. Other than that, if you got fake jewelry, she's like, just not wear it if it's fake. But they got fake eyelashes.
They got fake booties.
Fake booties.
Fake tits.
You know what I mean?
Hair. Fake voices.
Yeah.
Come on, they fake face.
Yeah, man.
Everything's fake. Fake pictures.
And it's
the
okay.
filters. You know that.
And it's okay for them.
That's it.
But
That's celebrate.
anything for men to wear that, nothing was
Go
acceptable.
queen.
You know,
Celebrate. Yeah,
nothing was acceptable for men to wear. You know, that was fake.
Yeah, I mean, I agree though, because if you're don't be a fake about it, just be real about it.
Yeah.
You go longer, you go farther, you owning the.
But that goes for men and women. You know,
Exactly.
you know, it's no double standard.
Yeah, no
there.
accountability on their side.
And that's the problem with the women. The women think that they get this pass.
become
You know,
normal.
well, they do get the pass here in Babylon, but when the tables turn, then hey.
Well, and that's the thing, because you know the number one thing they fake use is makeup, right? Every bitch uses makeup nowadays, but that's the attire of a harlot. Harlots were the reason wants to use that. That goes back to Egypt, right? They make it blush. You know, they make themselves sexually alluring to the men. Yeah. And even because when a woman blushes, that means she's into you. Yeah. So they put their powder on, so make it look like
hot.
And yeah, even though they might not notice, that's why they do it. Right. You know.
It says, shake thyself from the dust. So we tell you to come out of all that. And look, man, that shit crashes our brain when we meditate on all that shit. We be like, bro, just F it, man. We ain't trying to
turn this
figure
shit off.
Yeah, we ain't trying to figure it out. Damn, what do they mean by he, she, and them? Yeah. Like, bro, that shit is confusing to figure it out, bro. It's like it crashes your brain trying to meditate on that shit and figure out what it is. Like, what do you mean by you identify as?
Hey, but if we were to turn the tables on them, but like, look, I identify as he, she, they, them, we, us, zir, zim, and then you gotta call me that every time you address me. They'd be like, you're a fucking bug out. What are you talking about? Well, wait a minute, I'm using your own logic on you. You telling me I can't identify how I want, but you can identify. But once you go to the extreme, they're like, this is ridiculous. But nigga, you telling me you're a Z or Zim? That's not ridiculous? Come on, man.
No, but you saying you a Hebrew Israelite.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Racist. Racist.
You know? You saying you're an Israelite, that ain't nothing. That's beyond confusing.
You can identify as a 3-year-old baby girl as a grown-ass man, and that's socially acceptable. But when you say you a son of the Most High Israelite, nah, hell nah. They think that's how we know we the Israelites, man. Because you can identify as anything but an Israelite.
Exactly.
Which goes to the imposters. That's really why. The imposters, you think the imposters give a shit about people identifying as a fucking tree trunk? No. when you identify as an Israelite, that's bigotry, hatred. You know, they can take you down for misinformation, all kind of things. But you could identify as whatever you want. A penguin, non-binary penguin one day, and they have to respect that. You know, they'll kick it. If somebody disrespects you at work, they're gonna fire them for not addressing you as a non-binary penguin. You think we're joking, but this is reality. This is the world we living in, bro. Niggas getting fired for not properly addressing people by their pronouns. Which that shit is crazy. But that's why the Lord's gonna destroy this place like he did in Sodom and Gomorrah.
It says, shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck. And that's all captivity. You know, all that shit's got you trapped, man. Those are the snares, the trap that Esau got you trapped in, man. It goes in all his philosophies. This symbolic confusion, a web that you caught in, man. Okay? It says, O captive daughter of Zion. That's what we come out here to free your mind. That's why I started out with awake. To free your mind from that. Because you're in a mental captivity, man. Okay, you have to be free from that. That's why we always go on that topic. You can't be a man in this society. A lot of you don't know how to be men. You know, you're trapped in that submissive and serving that woman spirit, which we were there first. You you thought the woman was the catch. No, you're the catch. You're the man. You're the catch. You're what's viable. Okay, so you got to come out of that captive mindset, man, and come to the truth.
Only the truth can make you free.
Hey, John 8. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
Only the truth can make you free. And if you reject the truth, then you remain in that bondage, or that spiritual bondage, which ultimately is going to lead to your death. All right. So if you understand, knowing the truth is one thing, but accepting the truth is a whole other thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Because a lot of people, they heard the truth, and they know it. Okay, yeah, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Israelites. But what does that mean to you? That doesn't mean nothing to you? That we are the chosen children of the Heavenly Father doesn't mean a damn thing to you? You're going to continue to piss the Lord off with your ways, knowing that the Lord only wants Israelites, but you're not even going to make your part in the election sure. You need to, I'm an Israelite, we're the kings, we're the God's chosen people, but you out here committing iniquity and taking part in this world.
What manner of persons are you to be in holy conversation and godliness?
Right, yeah, holy conversation. God is looking forward and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord.
Like how should I say, ye are your father in heaven.
Yep. And the will of him will you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're only gonna
paraphrasing.
Yeah, you're going to do the will of your father. So you're doing the will of Esau and Edom, then there it is.
Big Daddy
You've chosen your
King.
side. You've chosen your side, and then ultimately when the MOTB is implemented, you have to make a solid decision at that time which side you want. Go ahead.
Isaiah 52:7, jump down to the point. It says, how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings.
How beautiful are the feet of him.
Exactly.
Bringing a good time.
Meaning, so like it real quick, is going into the beautiful of his feet, because where's his path that he's walking?
Exactly.
You know?
We're out here. Look what we're out here doing.
Right.
Y'all niggas out here, as saying Proverbs, real quick, 6 and 18. It'd be 7. Basically, these 6 things that the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are abomination. Now jump down to verse 8. It says, "And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, the feet that be swift in running to mission." All right. So you read it in NIV. It says, "A heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil." So when a protest come or a gathering come or some wicked shit or the club scene, your feet are swift to run to those things.
You're making a beeline to where the wickedness is.
Exactly.
So you can take part in that too.
Yeah, the club is nothing more than a modern day term for where they used to do rituals at. Because what is in the clubs? Drugs, alcohol, music, people in trance, sex.
Yeah.
It's a fucking place for the rituals, man. Don't.
Big bass,
Jumping and grinding, all kind of demonic shit going on.
Right.
Drugs, people out of their damn minds in there, man.
Turns to fights, violence, bloodshed.
Nothing that good comes out of going to the club.
ministry.
But when you look out here, they feet ain't out here. It's empty out here. It's only a few men out here.
You tell them you come in before 11, you get in for free, they're going to be lined up at the door.
Dressed up, smelling like whatever, okay? All clean and got their purses and their designer this, and they waiting online with their money so they can get in and have a good time.
Right. I got a quick one real quick. Sirach 6:36. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
Right, but Jake don't want to do that. They don't understand that that we are men of understanding. When we came across through the Spirit, when we came across the elders and apostles and everything, okay, we came to the conclusion that this is absolutely the truth. All right, and what do? You watch the video. You get built up by watching
We
them.
dropped our nets straight away.
Right, you drop the net straight away. You follow the Lord. All right, you follow to me as I am a Hamashiach. So you following these paths because they're followers of the Lord, and you want to be part of that. Okay, you want to be where salvation is going to be. You see that there's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding amongst these. So you're going to wear the steps off, of their doorway, so to speak. Okay, right?
But you see those same people that talk shit about the prophets, they wearing out the doorstep of the clubs, wearing out the doorstep of somebody else's woman.
They come out, they go to the clubs, because I know, I used to live in that world. I was in the club 2-3 times a week at one point in my life, man. I know how this shit go down. Them motherfuckers, they whole week is a build up to Friday or Saturday, man. Or Thursday, depending where you at, college night, yeah. But like bro said, they be running swiftly, boy. Their whole week is to prepare for that night where they gonna blow all their money to maybe not get a bitch. And ultimately that's why men go to the club. They're not going to the club to dance. Niggas trying to get some pussy. I know what, and again, it's all ritualistic shit that goes down in the club, man. And guess who's the ladies, right? You got the ladies get in for free, and then it's all set around the woman at the end of the day, to try to entice you to sin. And that's ultimately it's all going back to sin. They want you to try to take you away from the Lord, so they'll dress up the word instead of calling it sin. Oh, this is adultery, or they'll say it's you playing the field, a woman playing the field. They'll dress it up. It's this wickedness. But now they got the new speech, that make you feel better about being a demon.
Right. Goes on to say, verse 37, let thy mind be open, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments, being what manner of persons ought ye to be. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. That's why these people don't have wisdom. They don't have understanding. And they're not going to have it in the time of judgment when it matters.
What are they meditating on? They're meditating on earthly things of the world. Things that really don't matter.
Things that lead on to death.
Exactly. Things that lead to perdition.
Which is the broad and wide way of this world.
But, the few good men that the Lord has down here on the earth, they're going to come into the knowledge, and they're going to wear the steps off the doors of the man with the truth, man. Okay? And they're going to gain the understanding, and they're going to become men with the truth. All right? And the scriptures tell you to get fruit be for repentance. So brothers are going to watch you, they're going to watch your ways. Few good men. All right? But where the rest of the world, they're going to continue on in the ways of the world. They're never coming into the truth. Okay? They're going to learn all different philosophies of the world. But when it comes to this, they're going to demonize it. Or they're going to be like, they know everything. I know the Bible. I read the Bible front to back.
Right. Hey, so like, how does that verse go? Having a zeal, but not according to knowledge?
Not according to knowledge. That's the majority of our people. All right? They believe in God. The majority of Jacob believes in some sort of higher power to an extent.
Yeah, they'll go hard. They'll go hard for anything except for this truth.
Exactly. Hell no, they ain't doing this, bro. They think, we doing too much or whatever, or there's too many rules, or God don't mean it for it to be like that. It's 2023, it's a whole new world, So we're gonna see who's right in the end. Go ahead.
Yep.
That was it on that, right?
Yep.
Isaiah 52:7 says, "How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings."
So this is a good thing for the Heavenly Father, seeing his men out here doing this, his sons.
And I remember one time God said that's why the Lord washed the disciples' feet.
Oh,
They're beautiful.
see? And
You
it's
know?
spiritual. Yeah, come.
path they were getting ready to embark.
Yeah.
Go
Of
ahead.
course, double meaning being servant unto them, but
Right.
But,
it's a spiritual meaning. Like, hey, they feet are beautiful, man. When we watch these precious feet, man, they're beautiful feet because they're on the path of righteousness, man.
We're doing it. Ain't no one else doing it, man. These men deserve to be served, and that's why we covet the kingdom of heaven so much, because we're in this lower state right now, but we're doing this great work for the Lord. But it doesn't seem like it's paying off, right? It doesn't, in the sense of a carnal sense. It doesn't, that Wisdom of Solomon 3. People look at us like we ain't doing shit. All right, but we're gonna see in that day. Go ahead.
Yep, it says, how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publish peace.
We publish peace. We don't speak according to this world, which is basically pure evil, wickedness, and confusion. No, we speak. We're bringing in the good tidings, the kingdom of heaven. Okay, although of course the prophecies that come before that, but all the prophecies, all the hellish prophecies that are written in the scriptures are leading up to peace. Ultimately, peace on earth. You can't bring peace on earth without you basically taking the incumbent kingdom out. All right, and the scripture says it's going to go out violently. So it's nothing but bad things, really. Or calamities, mournings, and woes. But then after all that is what? Peace. Jerusalem. Okay, go ahead.
That publishes peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publishes salvation.
Salvation from what? From nobody wants to hear it. You talk to a Christian will say that I've been saved for 9 years, whatever the case. Saved from what?
These motherfuckers got a chronic lung disease.
They all through. Two through all the way through. But you're saved. No, you're still down here in this wicked vile body as I'm down here in this wicked vile body.
Took 5 vaccines.
Yeah, you're a damn android. But at the end of the day, you're saved in what? In what? Christianity, but saved from what? We're trying to figure it out. We're telling you what we need salvation from. All right? A lot of the things that we need salvation from hasn't even happened yet. But you want to look at it on a grand scale. Yes, Esau, Edom, and his wickedness. We need salvation from that. He's still in power. But what's about to come down the pipeline? Okay, a lot of violence, a lot of confusion, a lot of death. All right, a lot of starvation. A famine is coming. More pestilence is coming. It's all going to come at one time. All right. Yeah, like huh?
Like a flood.
Like a flood. Okay.
And ultimately being saved from our soul. That's why we died. We died because we sinned. It's that simple. Wages of sin is death. So we keep dying. So we need the Messiah to come back and save us from ourselves. So we can no longer die no more.
Exactly.
Immortality. Because death is an enemy.
Right.
None of us is able to conquer. None of us. Why? Because we sinned. It was that simple. If we literally stopped sinning today, we would not die. But that ain't gonna happen.
The only way to conquer death is really through Yahweh. Okay.
Killing off that old man.
You got to starve him out.
The only way to escape death is to kill that old man. How ironic the Lord did it.
We gotta die.
Then you're reborn. Like the Christians say, born again. Yeah, you're born again Christian. Well, it's the same. That's true. You're born again into the truth. You're a new being.
How was Shai sold us? He killed that old man.
Mm-hmm.
He hit him in the flesh.
He did it. It's possible. Okay, now we're not going to be as perfect as him, obviously, but we have to try. We have to make our call and election sure.
Yeah,
so we're.
It's like, not to cut you off, but he did it for us in the flesh so that we won't have to do that in the flesh. So that now our sacrifices of the spirit.
And that record is written down so we can always refer back to it.
Right.
Okay? And be reminded
of
okay,
learning. Things written before time written for our learning.
Exactly. It's written in the book of Romans, right? So now we have that record, so we refer back to it and we model our lives off of it. So hopefully, of course we believe we will, but hopefully we can receive that salvation. Okay, like the brother read, salvation is ultimately the whole reason why we're doing this. We're not just doing it because it's cool. No, we're doing this because we're terrified of the Lord. The Lord is capable of doing some horrible things. If you haven't been watching, okay, the world is in shambles right now. Okay, the Lord is allowing this to happen, and a lot of people don't they don't understand that the Lord, how can God do this? How can God allow this? How could your God allow so much evil? You don't understand the characteristics of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? Now his mercy is just as great as his wrath.
Greater.
Thank you. So we're trying to receive that. All right? And we're imploring you to follow the same step we is, because we're following after Hamashiach Yahushua.
Do you see how passionate this brother is about this? Because it's going again. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings. The brother is bringing forth the good tidings, right? It says that publishes peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publish salvation. That's what all this brother is talking about. How beautiful is his feet. It says, that saith unto Zion, thy God reigneth. All right? The Lord is looking for men that's going to stand up, man. All right? Because here it is. We got the gospel. We got the good news. But how many people actually going to believe it and go out there and try to strengthen the rest of the elect, man? A very small percent, you know?
Hey, man, can you get that? This, 2 where it talks about the stiffly with the name of the Lord.
That Wisdom of Solomon?
No, that's 2 2.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 5. These are they who.
No, that's 2 2. The 2
That's talking about when he
No.
counts the like.
Yeah, when he says this, that stood stiffly for the Lord. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, that stood boldly in your face.
You talk about see? Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's at verse 40 something. But yeah, because that's where the reward is. That's ultimately, that's our salvation, right? Where the Lord's going to ultimately crown us, and then because what we stood stiff, you know, it's going to say it.
I got to start at 42.
Yeah, you start at that part.
Can I get a quick one just to back up y'all brothers when you said the Lord's mercy is greater than his judgments? This is Psalms 103 in verse 8. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy.
Plenteous in mercy. He pardons abundantly. He abundantly pardons. Okay? If you call upon him, you ask him. You know, you believe in his word. You believe. His mercy is everlasting. Huh? His mercy is unbounded. There's no bounds to his mercy. Huh? So when we look back at our lives and all the shit we did in our lives, we understand the Lord can easily pardon us for that shit, huh? Right? He can pardon us for the sins that we've committed, because what we ultimately found out that we was going off, and we're like, oh shit, damn, I'm 25 years old, I'm 30 years old, I've been living my life in iniquity the whole time. Let me turn back to the Lord and use the remainder of my life to serve him.
It gonna show you the righteousness of the Lord. Going back to his law, you know, after the 7 years, you know, cleaning the depth. Esau, Edom, gonna show you the complete opposite. He's a damn devil. He ain't trying to let nothing go. Alright? He wants you to pay some of everything. He holding on to everything. Yeah, look at your credit. Everything that you got, he wants you to fucking pay for it, man. You know, but with the Most High, he's willing to wipe everything clean, man.
And we're hurting right now.
That,
We're hurting right. We're suffering. What is it? We're suffering for how much you gotta say. We're suffering for righteousness' sake, man. This is a good thing we're involved. Yeah, this cracker's on our ass right now, man. Yeah, Jacob's in serious debt. Okay, nothing seems to be going right for us, but we continually keeping our feet right here, man. All right, because we know that the suffering of this present time is not worthy to be compared to the glory of the kingdom of heaven, man. Go ahead.
Yep, it's 2nd Ezra.
Oh, it's lucky.
No, that was it.
All right, come.
2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 42. It says, I Ezra saw upon the Mount Zion
This is a vision.
a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs.
So he's looking. So this is a vision. He's seeing a great number of people, which basically is a vision of the elect of Israel after everything is said and done. Okay, good.
And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, like it. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns.
He's really big. Yeah. So yeah, amongst all those, that innumerable multitude there, that big number of people he saw, there was one man that stood out. He was taller than all the rest. So he made it a point to mention that. Okay, his stature
stood out. You saw, because you seen the whole 144,000. That's a lot of people. You know, to that carnal eye, that's going to be a lot of people standing. But he could see one man standing above them all.
Rightfully so, man. Even though we gonna be in our greatest glory that we ever been in, Yahushua still gonna outshine us, and that's rightfully so, man.
He's still gonna be taller than you.
And that's a spoiler. It's talking about Yahushua. Okay. So yeah, he's gonna be taller. He's gonna stand out more than all these great men that the Lord, because the first fruits. These are the Lord's first fruits.
And so we gonna be taller than the average Israelite. Most really doesn't. But no, we ain't gonna just be no average Israelite
No, sir.
height. Average, just usually throw some numbers out there. Average Israelite might be 7 feet tall. That'd be like
Yeah, that's an average
Israelite.
for.
It's gonna be like 10.
Yeah.
You know, Saul, they, the scholars say he was about 15 feet. So yeah, I was like, gonna get, and they, and they used the. I see why they did it in the movie, the original, not the original one, but the one from the early 2000s. Yeah, you know, I'm talking about. Not Lou Ferrigno, that nigga. Yeah, I know for the actual movie. Yeah. They say in that movie he was about, which was the biggest Hulk. He was about 15 feet tall, and they say King Saul was about that. Because remember, King Saul was the tallest man in Israel at the time. But so Yahushua's gonna be bigger than that. So again, they say roughly he was about 15 feet tall. That's huge, man. Just imagine somebody 15 feet tall. You gonna be like, oh shit. Yeah, so imagine we 10, 15 feet tall. Yahushua's 17, 18 feet tall.
Come on, man. Come on,
Hey,
man.
on the side note, you can I forgot, I think it was me and Mike Allah one day, but you can just Google like superheroes, like what was their height,
Their heights, yeah.
their weight, and it'll show up.
It's cool
It was fun shit to do, like how much did the Hulk weigh, and give it up, or how much did Superman weigh, or how tall, and then it just
And that's the
give
thing,
you all
man.
the
They
stats. all
started that first movie, the first Hulk we were talking about. They started after that. They started effeminizing him. He got smaller and smaller. Like you see the latest Avenger movie. He wasn't as big as we talking about the original Hulk where he was picking up tanks. Now he's a little soft nigga. Yeah, in the coffee shop eating pancakes. What the fuck? That's not the Hulk. The Hulk was fucking throwing tanks for miles at a time.
He got bigger the better he got.
Give him more,
Exactly, yeah.
give him more screen time to like Black Widow and shit. The women.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, but you know, but yeah.
I'm not going to prove what we were saying earlier though.
Yeah, what we were talking about
There's
earlier.
an agenda now. There's you know.
Because that was like 2004, maybe 2005, the original Hulk, the one I'm talking about. He was a man's man, he killing the dogs, you know. Now the new Hulk's a bitch, man. Big ass dude. Arguably one of the strongest Marvel characters, right? Undestructible, but he the biggest bitch now? Come on, man. He a simp.
Wonder Woman stronger than him now.
Yeah, so rage out of here, man.
But yeah, read that again.
It's like I was gonna say it there. 2 Esdras 2:43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns.
He said crowns on the heads of all those that big number of men that big crowd of men that you saw, the 144,000. He's setting crowns on their heads, so you know it could be a symbolic. Well, you know, this is the vision. This is the vision he's seeing. All right, this is basically what's going to happen in the kingdom. We know when everything is said and done. The coronation. Okay, he's setting crowns on their heads. Go ahead.
And was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
So he's looking at Yahushua specifically, the big tall man specifically, because he seems to be a little bit more important than even all these other men out here that are seemingly looking great and then shining in their glory. But this man here, there's something particular about him. Okay, he marveled at it. He was more exalted than the other men, the big multitude of men, which Lord willing will be a part of. Go ahead.
It says, verse 44, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these?
Like, who are these people? Like, what am I looking at? What is this? You know, because that would be the question that anybody would ask. Okay, what is all this? This is a beautiful sight. What am I looking at here? What does this mean? Go ahead.
He answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing,
Right?
and put on the immortal.
Just like Mayan was saying a little while ago. Yeah, that old man got to die off. It starts off now in the world. You put off the ways of the world, and you put on the ways of the truth. So ultimately, you can obtain this glory, okay? Because these men are immortal now. All those men that Esdras has seen, those are immortal. They're gods, okay? But they used to be down here on the earth serving the heathen, okay? You have to put off the mortal clothing. Go ahead.
Now, let me get that word real fast.
Come.
Immortal. the online etymology. And first word, beautiful. Late 14th century, it literally says deathless.
Deathless. You can't die.
They can't die.
See, that's the thing. That's and I understand, man, because we all come from the same world. It's a hard concept to grasp. Living forever. It's just something you see in movies and in cartoons and things like comic books like that. But for the Israelites, this is how it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to die. This is we're under a curse right now, man. This is we went off. We broke our covenant with the Lord, and there was a curse attached to it, a generational curse, and which we're still under to this day. To this day, we're still suffering from that curse to this day. It's not supposed to be this way. We're supposed to be living forever. We're supposed to be gods.
They think death is normal. Oh, it's just comes with life. In the world, you think everybody dies. No, bro. That's not. There's something wrong with that. You're not supposed to die, bro. You know. Deathless.
Especially in only 40 years, 50 years.
Yeah.
They dying, 30, 20 years. So they don't even get to live what the scripture says was live 70.
Yeah, it's 80 years or something like that. Yeah, it's 70 years, something like that. Yeah, we're supposed to live at least that much. Yeah.
Story, I think it's like the 10 is like
72 years.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, 10 if you lucky.
10 if you lucky.
Yeah, 10 to 80 years.
So the ones that do make it that long, they out there in the up in the mountains or the country. They're not living in those city zones, bombarded with all this.
They might live to 90 years.
Because our grandmother, she passed away. She lived 103. She lived up in the mountains in Puerto Rico. Barely had electricity. Trees and all that stuff like that. There was no running traffic like this. They had one street, and nobody drove down. That shit was steep as hell. So people lived longer when he was away from what Esau has created.
Yeah, I had my grandfather died at 93 last year or the year before, and but he had all types of dementia and all that stuff.
They get that over here bad.
He's just basically a
baby.
vessel.
Yeah, you become a baby again.
He's just a vessel.
You gotta change your diapers.
Right.
Watch you, make sure you don't burn the house.
Yeah, exactly. He's a child now. But you could have wisdom. Right, but it's not supposed to be, you're an old man, you could have wisdom, you're supposed to have stories to tell and things like that, but you can't do your own ass. Yeah, so, but,
Noah was 500 when he had his first son.
and that's another thing, right? The men of old, our ancestors, they lived hundreds of years.
So that was like 50 years old. He was like 50 years old.
Yeah, half his life.
First son was around 50 years old in modern day terms.
He's still able to bust it. See, and that's the beauty of the body. The Lord has these bodies. These are weak ass bodies, but it's still a great design.
Yeah,
You can't take nothing away from the Lord. I can't believe how this shit works.
It's a complex machine.
Yeah, the body's supposed to repair itself. That's why, because even Sarah, she was 90 when she had her. Now they said start here, so after pregnancy. Hey, yo, it was Sarah, right? Abraham was like,
Yeah,
90. So she was 90 years old when she had her son, Isaac.
Yeah, it was funny. She was laughing. You're like, I don't know, like
At my age, yeah.
sure enough. See? Go ahead.
Yeah, it says deathless from Latin immortalis, deathless, undying, of gods, imperishable.
Yeah, gods. You see? Imperishable, but of God.
Doesn't expire.
Yeah.
Just there. Just like the Lord. What's the Lord's name? What's the Heavenly Father's name? Yahweh. What He is.
Yeah.
Okay? We're going to be many, many gods.
And that's just like gold.
Imperishable. Don't perish away. I mean, it really doesn't corrupt. That's why it's spoken about so fervently in the scriptures, because it's one of those materials on the earth that just doesn't corrupt.
Which
like
comes
that.
from the heavens, man.
Yeah.
The Elder Paul said he said the gold is mine, the silver is mine. That those elements come from the heavens, man.
Because the other metals they corrode, they rust.
Faster than
They can rust to make a whole piece of iron disappear after you hold on rust. Neither silver. Famous on that.
A quick precept to that is Psalms 82:6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
That's right, bro. Yeah. We are got so much, it's such a song. Go ahead.
It's like stipulation though, verse 7. But ye shall die like men.
I'm just gonna quote that. Yeah.
Right.
So that's where we at right now. Okay, but
Under the curse.
under the curse. But you know what? This is the last go around where we may not taste of death, right? There's some standing that may not taste of death. We believe that's us. That's why we're out here doing it. We just have to make our full-on lecture short. All right, so we can, skip the death part. We go into the book of 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. That's where the victory comes. It talks about the victory over death. Okay.
Because us being, just like real quick, us being compared to gold, man. All right, we from the
Finer.
yeah, fine.
Yeah. The finest
More
gold
precious than fine gold.
of Ophir, and that Ophir had the finest gold.
So we being out of the elect, hopefully we are one of those men are. They ain't gonna die, man. Because that has to manifest.
Right.
They can't perish. They can't expire. So it's literally man on the earth that can't die, bro. That's going to be saved.
We're the,
You know?
because you have GMOs that it'll prolong the shelf life of certain things, preservatives, all this. We're the SMOs, spiritually modified organisms.
Ooh, where you get that from?
These very these people are GMOs, genetically modified. We're spiritually modified.
Go ahead.
TN, that's TN, man.
All right. I'm gonna use it.
Copyright.
Hey, and let me make
It's a darker.
let me make this clear. If somebody come up here and shoot us, all right, we gonna die.
We
So,
will,
you know what I mean?
Hey, but we don't know.
Hey,
The
yeah.
bullets bounce off,
But-
but we know we
Well,
can't
you know what I'm
die.
talking about, though, right? It's men that's gonna be, it's men that's gonna be saved. That's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna be saved from the death.
That's the point.
All right, but if you get hit by a car and you bleed out,
Your ass will
your ass.
through the air.
Don't step out.
These buds are very
So I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah,
When I say we can't, it's men that can't die,
Disclosure.
meaning they're gonna be saved
And let's say
from
somebody,
the second death.
They're not slated for death.
Exactly.
let's say some one of the elect does die, he could be easily risen up.
You did the right
You
thing.
know, the Lord showed us countless examples. He rose people up from the dead. So you might get shot in the face, and then the Lord, nobody even has to come and heal you. The Lord raises you up right there. And then, oh shit!
Blood
Then we just
starts
shot you in the
coming
head.
Yeah.
Blood rushes back to you. The bullet comes out.
Rewind.
Oh shit! What they gonna do then?
Yeah, man.
We already shot him with a bullet to the face. He's still there.
Just to prove, that we're likened unto gold. Lamentations 4 and verse 2. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers?
Hey, and that's just what the Lord can compare us to here on planet Earth that we can
Comparable
see.
to fine
Exactly, it's comparable. So, like the brothers were saying, gold don't rust. So you compare them to gold. It's an imperishable element that it just won't. It can sit in water. Like the brother said, you put iron in water,
The elements just beat it up.
yeah, it's gonna start rusting. But gold can sit in water.
It might get dirty. All you gotta do is clean it up. Flush it.
Yeah.
And let's say, because the only time gold gets contaminated is during the process of making it. Then there might be some kind of other impurities that fall into it, yeah. Or anything that survives the cooling process. They obviously melt it down and then they can cool it. But for other than that, shit, you gotta block. Well, that makes sense now. That's weird. The elect are like it to gold, and the wicked is like it to iron. And it surely is
It's
iron or rust.
Yeah,
That's
Iron rust is.
that's the spirit.
So shall his
That's
wicked.
beautiful.
Go ahead.
It says, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers? That's why we now die as men. We're low.
Now we're as clay. Clay
Right,
is because that's what the earth and pitches. That's what it said.
Earthen pitchers. Yeah.
Pottery was made out of clay. That was dirt.
Yeah, go back to the dirt.
Yeah.
Dust.
Right. The work of the hands of the potter.
Exactly.
And that shit could just break easily.
Yep.
Even though, well, that's another thing about gold. Gold is malleable. You can't just hit it and it's gonna smash, of course, unless you hit it hard enough. But it's malleable. I'm not talking about a brick of gold brick. Like Hulk Hogan. But gold, you get a gold coin. You can easily bend it compared to a nickel coin or a copper coin.
Yeah.
It's malleable.
Yeah.
As the elect is, you had to be malleable to come out of this world, man. That's like how you want your woman. You want your woman to be malleable when you get her. That's the woman. We're supposed to be the woman of the Lord, so we got to be malleable, man. Coachable, as the red pill guy is saying, coachable, right?
Before you read on more in the immortality, let me just touch this one precept here. In the book of 2nd Ezra 8 and 2. I'll start at 1.
Make sure
It says, and he answered me saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much gold, whereof earthen vessels are made, But little does that gold. It says, I'll read that again, verse 2. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold whereof earth and vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of, even so is the course of this present world. Because what? Gold is rare, but there's plenty of dust in the earth, man. Everything is dust in the earth. You can go get dust and dirt and clay and everything. That's all over the place. It's very fight.
That's Jake.
Look at the cameras on, because that would have instigated. You gonna take that?
You gonna allow them to say that to you? You gonna allow them to disrespect you? But yeah, the point being, man.
Cock match.
Yeah, that's all a distraction. But
That's America for you.
But the point being is that, reading that again, it says,
Egyptian against
it shall
Egyptian.
say unto thee that it giveth much mold whereof earth and vessels are made, because there's plenty of dust and gold we can make earth and vessels. It says, but little dust that gold cometh of, even so is the course of this present world. It says, there be many created, but few will be saved. So that gold is what the Lord is looking for, but it's very rare.
That's what you use to get rid of the earthly things, or the clay and the dirt and all that. Separate from the gold, but
Sifting.
that's what the gold rush was all about. Motherfuckers in the river.
And the river, a whole bunch of getting little nuggets. Go ahead, read back more in that etymology.
It says imperishable.
What was it for? That's immortality?
Yeah, immortal, slightly. Going back to the online etymology of immortal, deathless, from Latin immortalis, deathless, undying, of gods. And that's the state we're trying to get back to. That's right. Imperishable, endless. That's the key. Alright, it says a fame, love, work, etc. from assimilated, from in, not, opposite of mortalis, mortal, so not mortal.
Right. Immortal. So the immortal is subject to death. Okay, where the body, it can get corrupted, it can get sick, it can get damaged to the point where your spirit can't dwell in it anymore.
It's subject to
Decay.
the lust of his flesh.
Yeah, exactly. Evil.
Because that's what the lust of the flesh leads to sin.
That's right. What sin is sin?
Exactly, yeah.
I gotta keep reading on this. It says, alright, basically not mortal. Alright, it says to rub away harm, also to die, and forming words referring to death and to being subject to death in reference to fame, literature, etc. Unceasing, destined to endure forever.
Never ending.
Destined to endure forever.
The scriptures talk about an everlasting kingdom. Okay? And the kingdom of God, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, is an everlasting kingdom. The kingdom that we're currently under right now, all the kingdoms that came and went, after they came and they went. They came and they went. And just like all the other kingdoms of old, this current kingdom under the beast, all right, this America shit, America's gonna fall. Okay? And when America falls, you think what, Russia's just gonna scoop in and be in power of the earth like that? No, America's gonna be completely destroyed. The earth is gonna be reshapen, basically, man. This whole land's gonna be turned into a desert.
And it ain't gonna be niggas ruling either.
And no,
All these dudes saying that we the niggas.
We got
Yeah, well, there ain't gonna be niggas in the kingdom, so I don't know what that profits you.
Well, they
niggas
said-
are gonna die.
well, they serve the nigga God.
Right.
So if you serving, that's a whole nother spirit, man. You serve the nigga. You said it. So you serving you don't serve Yahweh Shemir Shai. You serve a nigga God. So the niggas die, man.
Right.
All right. So we're talking about an unceasing kingdom.
Right.
All right. Our bodies being, as it's going into immortal, everlasting. Right. Unceasing. Keep reading this more.
Real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 1:15, it says, "For righteousness is immortal."
Yeah, I was thinking about that scripture.
That's why the kingdom of heaven, everything's going to be in righteousness because it's going to be built forever.
Mm-hmm.
What's established has already been laid, the foundation through Yahweh Shai, and he did what? He was righteous, 100%.
Yeah, nobody's gonna have to repave the streets.
Exactly.
The buildings gotta be tended to.
Right.
Nah, man, this shit's gonna be built to last forever.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
And we're gonna have a whole nother technology anyway.
Exactly.
We don't even know. The shit that's gonna be given to us is gonna be to build shit to last forever.
Right.
It's the one scene in Hercules, the cartoon, where you remember Hercules grabbed one of the bolts. The lightning, he was a baby. He grabbed one of the lightning bolts. It like hit the pillar. You know, Zeus lightning bolts, when he threw them bitches, they would fuck shit up. So Hercules grabbed one. That shit bounced, hit a pillar, and broke it. Then the pillar said, and like came back together. Like, so it was like it was a building, but like the brother said, like it was a spiritual building. Like something hit it, and it just absorbed. It just come back together. You ain't gonna be knocking buildings down. Yeah, regenerated. You ain't gonna be knocking shit down in the kingdom. Shit crazy, you know?
Hercules is a demigod. You know, it's
Half God.
right. Exactly. So I mean, it's you get the correlation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Greek mythology, which Jake made up anyway.
And it's kind of like the same concept of how we gonna be. We gonna be gods. We ain't gonna die. We still gonna deal with women.
Right.
You know
Be
what I'm
gods
saying?
on the earth.
Right. Guys on the earth.
A little bit more, it says, destined to endure forever, never to be forgotten. So to be immortal is to never be forgotten.
Hey, because that name is gonna endure forever.
Yeah.
That name was taken from us, which is the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's whose banner we're under. You know, that strong tower.
And that's the spirit, because we speak about the corruptible crowns of
Right.
these celebrities. But eventually these celebrities died. Kobe died.
Helicopter.
You feel what I'm saying? So all these people we speak about, Ali died. You know, yeah, it was a corruptible crown. It wasn't immortality. He died, man.
Didn't last.
You know, exactly. He didn't last, man. You know, it says
And eventually, nobody's gonna know who the fuck Muhammad Ali was.
Yeah.
If we were to be here that long, you know.
He was just a nigga that took too many punches to the face.
It says never to be forgotten, lasting a long time, attested from early as a noun, and simply put, the last one, an immortal being.
Simple as that. Okay. Immortal. We all watch movies where they seeking immortality, and they got to go do this, that, and the third, and they get the immortality. They get the Dragon Ball, get that shit. Yeah, but we're on a quest too. We're on a pilgrimage to seek immortality too. Okay, and righteousness, of course. All right, but there's certain things that we have to accomplish here in the flesh in order to be worthy of that. Be counted worthy of gaining that blessing. Okay, not everybody's just gonna get it like that willy-nilly. Nah, you gotta work for that there, man. So we're working for that. So going back to the coronation, man. Matter of fact, go back to that. You still got it.
Yeah, and I want to say this real fast.
Yeah.
Because even though we're gonna have our technology and ways of travel gonna be way more advanced than Esau's, but as you say, it'll take years to get to a planet or whatever, right? But if you have travel galaxies, you go and stretch out the heavens, man. You want to be able to live forever.
You're gonna need to.
Exactly. You
understand how vast the heavens are?
Search out the heavens. We gonna go out there. If you gotta be able to live forever, man.
If Esau's even a little bit right about what he says about the heavens are vast, just beyond your understanding. Just the size of the earth, just how big the oceans are, that's beyond your understanding. So we're talking about the heavens and going beyond the solar system. How this shit works.
They say the solar system is just a little speck.
It's a little, less than a speck, microscopic, compared to the whole. You got fucking galaxy clusters.
Well, they say this recent scientists just came out and said this. It's all theoretical, of course, and so I don't know. But they're saying that black holes are like portals to another universe.
Could be.
There's a whole universe. We got a black hole. There's another universe in there that got another black hole in.
And it's still Yahweh Shem Yahshai over that.
Exactly.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai is over all creation. Okay, if it's there, it's come from Yahweh Shem Yahshai. We're gonna have access to it.
And we'll be able to create more anyway. Even if there's not more creative, we can create more. Just like in the big Genesis chapter 1.
Hey, so you see why immortality is needed. If you can create more and just keep expanding and keep searching out the universe, bro, you need to be immortal for that, bro. That takes time.
So that's literally the first book in the Bible, creation of what we see everywhere around us.
We'll be creating and destroying. And what do you think the Lord is going to allow all this? Because
Well,
This is really his. This is really his.
We don't have to destroy it. There's not going to be no wars. There's not going to be any weapons of war. It's going to be peace, paradise. What we got to destroy for? It's all ours. Ain't nobody like somebody fuck up. We just get rid of them with a snap of a finger, like Thanos did.
We have that ability.
Right.
And we'll have access to all that ability if necessary. If we need to access it, we got it. Okay, but the whole reason is because the Lord this is his creation. He wants to enjoy it. Okay, he wants to watch and watch everything flourish under righteousness. And when we flourish, the whole creation is going to be flourishing under righteousness, starting here on the earth.
And that's what it was originally created for. For everything to flourish, not for destruction. Because destruction is coming through the ways of life everybody's living, destroying the earth, destroying the air. That's not what the Lord created people to live for. Well, specifically us. Everybody else was made for us. But
They don't die.
The earth was made for our sins, so we're gonna see it. We only have a bit of understanding
I
of
got
what the Lord
said real quick, brother. Just to back it up, what I say. Okay. So Isaiah chapter 2, I'll start at verse 3. It says, "And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh," which is going to be the Israelites, "to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord of Yahweh shall shine from Jerusalem." So people are going to catch on quick, all right? Because they're going to realize this is the way. Verse 4, though, it says, this is the point, "And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords." And yeah, that rebuke is going to be the first 1,000 years. Again, that motherfuckers in line. The majority of people will fall in quick, man. Except for Esau, but fuck him.
Seen ships show up.
Yeah, you see 10-foot men coming in with a sword. Can we see your best? Yes, sir. It says, "And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks." Right now it's the opposite. The plowshares and the pruning hooks are beaten into swords and the spears for World War III. But it says, "Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of Yahweh."
Yeah, the peace. That's ultimately what we're heralding in. Okay, to come in peace.
Lions gonna be chilling with lambs, the wolves. Yeah, it's gonna be peace all around, man.
Unless you tell a lion to tell Esau.
Esau, that's all. And that'll be just for fun. They'll eat them and let them rot.
We're gonna get on Esau. Go ahead.
Back in second Edda, so we went a third. No, you had something.
No, brother, you got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We thoroughly went into immortality. So now you got a picture. We talk about the galaxies, and you should have a picture. At least a glimpse in your head, or use your imagination of what immortality, what could be. You know what I'm saying? But scripture say, "Eyes have not seen nor ears heard." But use your imagination, man. Use your faith. So when we speak about this, you should have more of a better understanding of immortality. 2 Edwards 2:46. It says, "He answered and said unto me, these that be it's like these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal."
Yeah, who are these? All right, these are they that put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal. Okay, go ahead, keep it.
The enduring clothing, the everlasting clothing. You just went into what immortal means,
And the garments, beautiful garments.
Exactly. It says, "And have confessed the name of the Most High."
Who's doing that? Okay, there's really not too many human beings on the earth professing the
Because
name.
Christ ain't it.
That's not it. If that was it, then we would have been out of here a long time ago. Everybody's pulling on Christ.
Everybody would have been saved. Okay.
Yeah, but that's clearly not it. That's a trick. Okay? So we're the ones calling on the name. We're professing the name of the Lord. Okay?
That's a contract.
Say it again.
That's a contract. They in a contract.
Yeah.
That's Christ.
You gotta use that.
You gotta use that.
You can throw out your house out here and there, but no, when you teaching, you gotta be throwing out Christ, and that's what they do. Okay? And they keep Jake in such a low state of mind. You should be a low vibration. If you constantly saying the name of the Lord, talk about these other camps, your followers are gonna be saying it too.
But now everybody's saying Christ, God and Christ, Most High Christ bless this. You're not helping them.
That's the main point. Bless people in the names, which means nothing. You're not blessing them.
It's another God. You're blessing them in the name of another power, something other than Yahweh Shai. So that's not going to work. It's not going to cut it, Jack. All right, good.
That's a demon. Jesus Christ is not the Messiah. That's a demon.
Jack should know better.
That was created years and years after the Lord walked the earth.
We'll never hear us saying that Christ shit, though. Or we'll say ignorantly,
The world ignorantly calls.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But you'll never want to hear us bless you in the name of
Cringe when I hear that. Yeah, I cringe when I hear that shit, dog. Or when I hear these other names, Yehoshua, and I cringe, man. I like, shiver. You know, because it's not it, man. It's off. Right?
Yeah, it says, and having confessed the name of the Most High, now are they crowned and received palms.
That's right. That's the reward. Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 46, 2 Ezra 2 and 46 says, then said I unto the angel, what young person is that crowned?
Now he's asking specifically about the dog. Okay. That's them. But who's that? Go ahead.
And notice he said young.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't look like an old man. He looked like he was in his youth.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably looks great,
His
beautiful,
glory.
glorious.
Yeah, because the scriptures say a young man's strength is his glory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he have to come back young because that's he's coming back in his glorious state.
Right.
So he's gonna come back as a young man in full strength.
I know sometimes.
whatever that may be. It might be 100 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
We don't know, but he's gonna be young.
he's gonna be a young man.
I know. Sorry, but
It's like he's not gonna be an old man. He might, the scripture says like recorded the strength of a young man, but at the same time it says that the hoary head is a crown that be found on the head of righteousness. He'll have his white hair.
yeah, he'll have the white hair, but he'll be young in features. He'll have his youth in his features. And sometimes when you picture Yahweh Shai, sometimes you picture an old man. Sometimes nah, it says a young man. He's not gonna come like old in his 40s, his 50s, or anything like that. He's gonna come, looking youthful, but he's gonna have that
prime.
that-
Yep. And he's gonna be handsome. He's gonna be charming. He's gonna be all. He's gonna be all of it, man.
all that.
You know?
Big. Who knows? Well, it says he's tall, he's big.
Yeah.
So he's definitely imposing, and he's more exalted than the rest. He sticks out. He's standing out amongst all those people, 100,000 people. He's standing out. You can point him out. Come on, man. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to extend it out, man. Put it in that perspective. It says, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hand?
Yeah, who's that? Go ahead.
So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world.
You see that? That's the way that was. And who's confessing the Son of the Most High in the world? Certain men. Okay? There are certain men down here on the earth that are confessing the name of the Son of the Heavenly Father and the Father too. All right, but specifically here, the Son, because that's where salvation is going to come from. Okay, he's the one that did that. He
saves.
Yeah, right. He was the sacrifice, man.
He delivers.
He saves. He delivers. Yahweh Shai.
And what he's delivered us from, if you believe on him and his works, as the scriptures say it, is that he's delivered us from the wrath of the Most High.
Man.
That is to come, because it hasn't come. So that's why, going back to what we said earlier, these Christians talking about that we're saved. The wrath of the Lord hasn't come yet. You might have seen an inkling, a little chastisement of the Lord, but you didn't even endure that.
Yeah. Some people say, I found you. I was homeless on the streets. I was on drugs. And then I found Christ, and now I'm saved. But
Right.
that don't count, dog. That's not it.
Just give it more context. Read that again.
2 Ezra 2 verse 47. It says, so he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them. 46. 2 Ezra 2:46. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is that crowneth
Yeah,
them
so this is showing that they're crowning the elect. Go ahead.
and giveth them palms in their hand?
Right, so palms, palm tree, right? So here in the online etymology, because you got to go into it, it's down there. It says, in ancient times, a leaf or frond of the palm was carried or worn as a symbol of victory or triumph, or on feast days, hence figurative use of palm for victory and triumph. So the palms in the hand is the victory. Because you know, like the Olympics, when they get their medals and then they get them some flowers usually. Right. They give them flowers. That's pretty much what it's saying. Right? Congratulations. Congratulatory, you know, congratulatory reward. You got your medal, this case of the crown, and then you got the palms that you're going to give you in your hand.
It's symbolic.
For victory, you overcame the beast in his image. So
Yeah, right. And death.
it's more. Yeah.
You overcame death. Right. It does overcoming death because you overcame the beast's image in his heart. All right. While everybody else is standing in line trying to get the shit. All right. You suffered. All right. You suffered, and you was the outscout. You was out here suffering. I'm stubborn. I ain't gonna get it. All right. I believe in the Lord. Everybody else is standing in line getting it, but you didn't get it, man. You stood stiffly for the Lord. But, oh yeah, go ahead. Oh, you have something?
It's a couple precepts though, a couple verses.
Finish that.
Only got two.
Yeah, finish that.
2 Edwards 2 and 47 says, so he answered and said unto me, is the Son of the Most High. And real quick, while we try just a side note, man, you want to be compensated for all the years that you come out here standing on your feet, man. Feet hurting, shit, back hurting, hot as hell, rained on, you know, people
Purged,
cussing at you.
being purged.
Yeah, being purged, you know, you look, man, you gotta endure, man. It's compensation for all this, man. And we gonna get paid, man. The Lord ain't no NIGGA, man.
He's not unrighteous to forget our labor of love
exactly.
towards him.
Right.
He gonna pay us, man.
That's right.
We just gotta finish the job, you know. It says, so he answered and said unto me, is the Son of the Most High whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahushua.
That was the point, man. See, he was like, oh, that's what this is?
That's
He's
why
like,
they're getting crowned?
Yeah, he said, oh, I get it now. These men who stood for the Lord, while everybody was against the Lord, these men were the few men that stood for the Lord, man. I commend these men. They stood stiffly for the name of the Lord. And Ezra, you know, he worried about a lot of things too. You know, Ezra, you know, you read
He cared for Israel.
He cared about his people, man. And he's seen a vision of the victory. That probably gave him a lot of comfort, man.
Right.
Well, that's why he was asking. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know about salvation at this point.
Right.
He didn't know about nuclear destruction.
That came later in his book.
So that's why he's asking what's this vision all about.
Not knowing he was one of them.
Exactly.
Those same men. That's why the angel ends up telling him, you know, I had these things that I have showed thee and a few men like thee. You know?
Forgot about that. Hey, Ezra was worried. You're like, hey, what was me? Who's going to deliver me in those things?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, he's like, sheesh.
Now he's starting to get the visions of all the help. You know? But you got to go back to that second chapter.
Yep.
There's a victory. Somebody's going to get the victory. Okay? And there's only a few good men in the scripture. We read it, 2 Corinthians 8. All right? That only few are going to be saved. All right, so it's starting to line up. Everything's starting to add up now that, yeah, it's only really a few people that are really taking this seriously, that are really standing stiffly for the Lord, where everybody's playing games with it and perverting the gospel. There's only a few good men out here that's standing stiffly for the Lord. And they're giving it their all. And that's why he commended them. Okay? They deserve that.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Start at verse 4. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Yeah, man, we going through all this hell down here, but we know we're going through it for a reason.
Right.
It's not just we're just throwing our lives away to look silly in front of all these people. No. Read that again, Bob.
Right. For though they be punished, and there's another precept that says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I know I have sinned, roughly paraphrasing. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Right. Our hope or expectation is immortality.
And the scriptures in Romans 5 says, hope maketh not ashamed.
So you hope, right? Exactly. So we're gonna get it, brothers. If we just stick to this, immortality is on the table, man.
Right. There's another one. Wisdom of Solomon says, and when men shall not believe, then shall you show their strength, and them that believe shall increase their boldness, or so, you know, roughly paraphrasing. And that's what's going to happen. Our boldness is going to magnify even more when we see the works of the Lord happening out here.
Yes,
it makes their boldness to manifest. Then we're going to really see the men of the Lord out here boldly. Hey, y'all, we fucking told you.
Jay got Super Saiyan powers.
Right, yep.
He's going to be bold as a lion.
Yep.
But that's why we were being bold right now. So when we can
Right.
obtain that power.
Right.
Because we think Joe Schmo that know he is like not clubbing, he gonna be bold like that.
Yep.
That's why patience and confidence. Confidence is very important right now.
Trusting in the Lord.
Just trust in the scriptures tell you, just trust in this, man. Don't fear. Just don't worry about it. Don't doubt it. All right. Everything I'm telling you is true. Okay. Just chill out. All right, and just do what I told you to do, and all this could be yours.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Verse 5, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
Yeah, see, this is just a little chastisement down here, man. You get through this. The Lord said His yoke is light. His yoke is easy, man.
Right.
No, we can do it. It's just a pain in the ass. All right, but it works for us a far more exceeding eternal way to glory.
Exactly.
All right. Read that again.
And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for Himself.
Yeah, that's gold. I was going to say that. Go ahead.
Verse 6, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
Right, you see? So we've been tried and we've been found.
This is
We've been,
acceptable.
yeah, we've been found acceptable. Like, look.
A worthy sacrifice, like Abel gave.
A worthy one, not no bullshit.
Yep.
We put up the real deal, man. We went through the hell. We went through the proverbial fire.
Right.
And the Lord, and so the Lord's like, you know what? I'm gonna save these men from the actual fight, man.
Right.
Right. This furnace of adversity is what we're going through right now.
Acceptable man.
Right.
A purified person. Not just any old scallywag off the street.
Going into them powers, verse 7.
Yep.
And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
That's pure energy. Yeah, exactly. That's pure energy, bro.
Yep.
Pure power.
Those ones, yeah, those ones dumping for power, man.
Running through shit.
Running through this, slicing and dicing, man.
Fishers
They
to
showing-
hunters.
Yeah, because the sparks you see real quick and then they're going.
Exactly.
Yep. That's what we're
But
going
that's how
to
I think King David was able to kill tens of thousands of people, man. And then said, the scripture say that if most people among us are going to be as King David.
Right.
Easy, that's easy. And that's going to be like our sons. And that says we're going to be as gods, so.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, it says that. It says we're gonna be as guys. And the people are gonna be as King David. King David was the mightiest warrior in existence, man.
Killed lions and bears, man.
Bare hands.
Bare hands.
Yep.
Nothing.
Killed the champions with a rock and a slingshot.
Yeah, stone. You see? So let's imagine God powers, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 8, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people.
Right, we're gonna be the rulers of the earth.
Right.
Okay. Yahushua is gonna be the King of Kings. We're gonna be those kings that He's the King of.
Yeah.
You're going to judge. It's gods. We're going to be gods over the nations, man.
Right.
Or even the angels are gonna be at our will,
Right.
serving. All right. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful time to be part of the elect. I'll tell you that. But to be of the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And their Lord, Yahushua, shall reign forever. Going into that real quick, let me, because I'm gonna read one more verse in that. Daniel's chapter 2. Daniel's chapter 2 and verses verse 44, right to the point. Daniel's 2 and 44. And in the days of these kings, talking about these kings that are ruling in these last days, shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Ever.
And Yahushua being that stone that brings this place down.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Knock it down at the feet.
So all the other nations and all their resources and everything is going to be absorbed by us. One kingdom will take down another. They just absorb their resources. Hey, that's what will happen.
Yeah, because what can you do against immortals?
Exactly.
What?
There was during the time of the Persians, they had a sect of their army that was known as the Immortals, and people were afraid of men that could die. Imagine when men come down that can't die. Imagine how afraid people are going to be when they see that.
Give up.
Literally,
Give
fucking whatever weapons they might have when we come back down.
Because the scriptures say that the Lord's going to take all their armies out. So, are they really going to be able to fight when we come down? Highly doubtable. They're going to be third world country. All this shit, electricity is going to go out. They ain't going to just continue to live with electricity. Yeah, it's going to be, maybe it'll be televised, but after that, it's going to be, this world's going to go back to the dark ages. Or the stone ages, so to say. Ain't going to be no fucking Wi-Fi anymore, man. All this shit is poisoning you. Electricity, all this shit is killing. Yeah, all this shit is done. Once the Lord brings, of course, it's gonna be up and running. People gonna be buying and selling, and it's gonna be televised around. All this shit is gonna come to an end.
Back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 9, this is the end of this one. They that put their trust in him, Yahweh Shem Shai, shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love, meaning doing the works, because that's what love is, right? Shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect.
Right. So we understand that grace and mercy is on the table if we can just get through America. All we gotta do is it's not like we have to do some unthinkable task, man.
Right.
This is something, and we've been doing it for years.
Yahweh Shai said his yoke was easy.
That's right. Yeah, go that.
What he was bound to do on this earth while he was here, it was easy for him to do because he understood what was coming after.
Yeah, right. He's like, okay.
That's why.
Sit.
It's like it. Right? That's why in that verse 9 it said, "They that put their trust in him," because you got to trust the Lord to be given a mission and be like, man, I don't know. This task you giving me to do it, just I don't think I can do this. If you're thinking that, then you ain't gonna do it.
Wrong spirit.
But it says, "They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth." Yahweh Shai fully understood, 100%. We've been given that through the Holy Spirit, but even we still in the flesh, this weekly vessel. But you got to put that doubt off, man. You got to 100% trust in the Lord to be given these things, man. And it said, "And such as be faithful in love, which again is the works, shall abide with him." And we're going to abide with him, man, in that strong tower, that habitation.
Right.
The chambers.
Right. Right.
The Holy of Holies.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be we'll have access to that. We'll be sons again to the Lord.
Right.
We'll be his sons. You're gonna be our father.
Well, he's chastening us now as sons, so shit. We already his sons.
Right. Well, we're gonna be in his good graces.
We just gonna receive the inheritance.
We'll be worthy enough to come before the throne and bow.
Yahweh Shai will be joint heirs. Will be as
Right.
Yahweh Shai.
He gonna be like, no, you get out of here. You ain't. No, we're his sons, man. Yeah, we'll have access to all that little, we'll see how it all goes down, but we'll have access to the Father, see our Father.
Like you say, no man seen the Father except him. So we being joint heirs and like him,
Get that.
we'll like the brother said, we'll be able to have the access
To
like
the Heavenly
Yahweh Shai. Yeah, to the Heavenly Father.
But right now, we're being heavily chastised down here in the flesh. But again, it leads to something a lot greater. It's worth it. Like we tell you that all this hell that we're going through is worth it. This trust in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, because this sucks. And that's the whole reason why we're doing this, because this can't be life. So we know that there's something better than this. The scripture tells us, the Holy Bible tells us, so we're gonna profess that word. Because we have no hope in anything else down here. Everything else has failed us. Alright, everything else disappointed us, has failed us. We try to do anything in this world, it falls apart. Okay? So the hell with this world. We're gonna serve the Heavenly Father, because there's something greater than this world can even offer us. Whatever the great things that this world can offer us, it doesn't compare to what the kingdom of heaven has to offer us. So the hell with this world. This world is prophesied to be destroyed. Okay, it's gonna be taken down. The earth itself it abides forever, of course.
Right.
And there's gonna be people on the earth. All right. It's just the rulership is gonna switch from one people to another.
Profitable.
Right. As it says in the book of Sirach, the 10th chapter, one that is profitable, all right, which is Yahweh Shai. And as the brothers mentioned it, we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. We're going to be the kings of the earth, okay? And the people, all the other nations, you have all these different nations, these heathen nations on the earth. They're going to see, if they get a chance to see us, but we're going to be their gods, man, and they're going to praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Everybody's going to know Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That scripture say that, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
That's just if they don't see us, they out there in the cold, harsh winter fields. They just hear about us. That way it dies.
They'll know. Yeah. A few generations may pass, they start getting a little funny. They'll make a little appearance on their ass, man. Remind them that, that there's a higher power here that you must serve. When you start going off, then there's a justice for it. Your little village can get fucked up, man. All right, we have the power to deal with all that.
Hold back the latter rain.
Right, that's nothing.
Right.
It's easy. All right,
Hey,
everybody.
but the curse is gonna be on their ass anyway, so
They're gonna get in line quick. The scriptures say that the people shall rejoice when the righteous are in authority. Why they gonna rejoice? Because they're gonna be under the righteous law. And of course, they're not gonna be perfect, but they're gonna be having a good old time too. Shit.
But any nation that has a problem with it, the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter says that they're going to be wasted, utterly wasted. If they got a problem with the...
We only know there's only one nation that's gonna get completely wasted. That's Esau. So he ain't never gonna get right. He gonna try to take it out every day for them 1,000 years to do what he can.
We're gonna have a sharp eye on that motherfucker, man. He ain't gonna be
The
able
other
to...
races, by the end of that 1,000 years, that first dominion, they gonna be in line.
Especially the Moabites and shit, man.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, man. The Moabites are gonna be in line quick.
Yeah.
They're not the servants, man.
We know why you saying that, man.
That's true. Yeah. Ammonites, you know,
Pots and pans.
they gonna get in line quick. They need something to worship.
Yeah.
That's just what it comes down to.
They need something to do.
Pussy gonna
They
win
need
me.
something- Yeah, man.
Because now Esau allowing them to do whatever they want. You see what they do? They'll eat anything. You know? That's coming to an end. For all you fucking heathens, man. You're not gonna be able to eat whatever you want, do whatever you want.
Good. Good.
Go ahead and meet my boy.
Good.
Bob, right there.
He said you guys are losers. Good.
Good.
Because we're gonna win.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
He said we're losers.
Yeah,
This is good though. They seem to be punished in the sight of man. They think
We're losers.
yeah, they whose life we accounted for madness. How is he numbered among the righteous?
Yeah, he gonna find out, man. He just fucked himself up, man. Everything, man. He gonna get fucked up. Because he don't. Yeah, I know. But, yeah, I want to may the Lord show him some fucked up shit, man. Fuck his life up, man. Fucking around saying shit to the prophets, man. But you know what? That's all good. That's a blessing. Because they're supposed to talk shit about us. The brother read it, man. They down here seemingly died. Okay. Oh, it's in a Whisper Psalm 3. Maybe you didn't read that part, but
Yeah, I did.
But it's in there.
Verse 4.
Yeah, you started at verse 4. But yeah, these people, they look at us like, man, we wasting our time. We a bunch of losers. We stupid. He didn't even know what we're talking about. We over here talking about the kingdom of heaven and righteousness, man. Are we losers for talking about that? It's because he's an Edomite. So, you know, again, the wicked, they're going to get their day. Okay, that day is coming. Right now, as the scripture says in Lamentations, the 4th chapter, you quoted it earlier. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz.
And concern not itself with how the wicked shall perish, but how the righteous shall be saved.
2nd Ezra 9 and 13.
That's why we were talking about what we were talking about, and he was worried about us being losers.
May the Lord destroy you.
Okay.
Like, no, at this point, you just gotta laugh at these people.
That's all you got, though?
You got us.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's
let me-
all?
Let me stop. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, let's pack it up, guys. Yeah,
At least throw a piece of chicken over here or something. Damn.
Yeah, we ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna stop, bro. We're gonna
He
keep
did
doing
a drive-by assault.
it. Drive-by scoffing.
Verbal assault.
These people are weak, bro.
We're gonna keep doing this, man.
It's
We're
all
not gonna
good.
stop until it's time to stop. Until it's obviously time to stop, man. So if you don't like it, then just stop it, man. This is a sign for you of the end of your kingdom. You don't like it. We're losers, but we're telling you the truth, and you know there's some part of you that knows that this shit is right. Anything? Anybody else? Anybody got anything? All right. So with that, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Also give a double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone. Salutations to the Hakim out there in all four corners of the globe, pushing the word out. And shalom to you brothers and your sisters listening and learning.
Shalom.